clobberin' time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's clobberin' time! Clobberonimo!
Yeah. Greetings, my friends. Welcome, one and all, clobberers, clobberoids, clobberuskies, clobberonimos, clobber everything other kind of thing there is. And for everyone else, remember everyone, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. Clobberonimo! You betcha. It's so good to see you, my dear friends. This is big. It's always big here at that clobberarium. It's good to see you all. And we're going to have some fun tonight. We always do. I cannot thank you all enough for being here with us. Saturday Night Star Trek has been so much amazing fun. And that's all because of you, my dear friends and dear clobberers and trekkers and trekkies and all that other kind of stuff. So with me tonight, as always, on Clobbering Times number 644 on YouTube, 1,344 overall, and Saturday Night Star Trek number 35 is the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, the amazing Commander R.M. Briggs. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Captain. Reporting for duty. Also, love you. Love you so much. Hail to the chat. Good evening, everyone. Clobby, we're going to have some fun tonight.
We is indeed going to have lots of fun up in you, and I cannot wait. It's just we're all it doesn't look. We're critical of Star Trek here, and even we're critical of all of it, but we still have fun. You can make fun whatever you want, however you want, and that's what we're doing here tonight. So it's great to see you all, and I cannot wait to get started. But before we do, I would like for you, number one, to have any opening words you like? As always, we'd like to get that going because I know you have a lot to say to so many wonderful friends out there that are supporting you. So please take the floor, take the con, number one.
Well, thank you so much, Captain. Yes, wow, what a community that Clobby has built here. And it's an incredible feeling to be a part of it, to be a 735er, to be a clubologist. Yes, that just appeared in the chat.
I like that one.
The clubologist. I don't
Clubologist?
know.
Oh, huh.
That's gonna
Clubology.
stick.
Clubology 101. Yeah.
Clubology 101. It feels pretty incredible not only to count Clobby as one of the best friends I've ever had in my life, but Mark too. And many of you are also my friends. And it's crazy. You walk into a room full of these amazing people. So, thank you one and all for joining us. I'm so excited about tonight. So I have some business to get through, but I promise I'll be quick, okay? The first thing I want to say is that I will be appearing at the Edmonton Expo next weekend, but I will make sure that it does not interfere with the clubhouse and that it does not interfere with Saturday Night Star Trek. So I will be here. I am going to be participating in a fashion show, which I am going to cosplay. And then afterward, I will be there for a 3-day convention to sign copies of my book. And I'm super, super excited about that. It's only my second convention. And so being able to reach out to folks and folks being able to reach out to me and being there for the signing is a huge deal for me. I'm very excited about it. From the material they're sending out over the internet, already 40,000 tickets are sold. So it's going to be a big deal, and I'm super excited about it. And I can't do that. I can't do that. It's just too expensive for me. After the vid, I didn't get asked back to my position because people don't want to attend school in real life anymore. They want to attend school online, especially adults who have lives and jobs. So I can't do it without my backers. And so that's a good segue for me to talk about how much I love my Patreon subs, especially my two full backers, Larry, and Tony Stark. Thank you so much for stepping up to help me to get all this stuff done. The advertising, the posters, the going to the comic conventions, doing a book launch, making sure that my stuff gets out there. I haven't even made any money yet. Because the royalties are so ridiculous with Amazon. And without these backers, I can't do it. So Larry, and Tony Stark are my full backers. And I just want to shout them out with all the love in my heart. Thank you for believing in me and for helping me to get this done. I also want to thank my other Patreon subscribers. They're my patrons. They're faithful. They're there helping me. They're also paying the way, and they're just incredible people. Sean Carter from Mars. I can't even say the guy's name normally anymore. Cardinal Sin, Shooter, pew pew. Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C and his beautiful family, Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, Dadman and the Dadman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. We love him. He's our very own little Porthos. And Rob Altus. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all for helping to make this book possible, because the corporation certainly won't. So thank you for supporting episodic, nonpartisan, classic science fiction. You guys are the best. I also want to take 2 wags of a puppy's tail to ask for your continued love and support. And if you pray, I'm an agnostic, but I love my friends who believe in a higher power. So if you want to extend those prayers as well, they're also welcome. For our beautiful friend, Enigmatic Drop Bear. He's on our team, and this is Team Beat the Big C. And so we love you so much, Enigmatic Drop Bear. And we're all just reaching out. Every single member here is reaching out to you right now with powerful hugs that will see you over the finish line as you beat the crap out of the Big C. We love you. Stay strong. You're going to do this. And I also want to say to Max Redstone, he got a hold of me. Guess what, everyone? He's feeling better.
Yeah.
He said he's starting to feel human again, and way less pain. Things are moving forward for him. So our wonderful Max Redstone, our beautiful limerick maker and our friend, he's getting better. And that's super cool. That is just fab news. And other than that, I think I can shut up now because I think I've taken up way too much time. But I just want to say once again, hail to the chat. I am so honored and I feel privileged to share this room with these amazing people who are just such great Trekkies, such great conversationalists. I'm super excited. And also to send a kiss for my captain's cheek. Although I'll make sure nobody else is on the bridge when I do it because I don't want to interfere with, protocol. So love you, Clobby. Let's do it.
Love you. Thanks for being here. Thank you all for being here. And well done, of course. Let's see here. How about some show notes and the shout outs? We'll get a move on up in here. Let's see here. All right, folks. All right, what's going on in the far-flung future? Well, obviously, other than tonight, I will be hanging out tomorrow night with the great Mark D with the C on his channel. Of course, he's got a great channel. Our chief engineer, for those who have not, please go and check out his channel and subscribe. 10 Eastern, just a Sunday night geekery where we're just basically, it's just sitting around what do the kids call them? The chill stream, where we're just nothing special this time.
Are you quoting the cool kids?
I hope not. And then, but eventually it could even become the eatery.
Well, Mark will be there, so
yeah. Boy, it might. You'll get hungry. He likes to show that food. Then tomorrow night, my great buddy J-Man will be joining me for tomorrow night's a double feature on Clobber Time. Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talks ×2. The first segment at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, our special time. We do it every second Monday of the month. The B month as an Earth B for Bob Haney. And as always, we take you to the wacky world of Bob Haney, the most insane, crazy out there comic book writer ever, and talk about one of his famous stories. In this case, Brave and the Bold, number 118 from 1975. It is a wackadoodle. We have so much fun reviewing these comics, all these review shows that we do with J-Man and everything. And I just have so much fun doing that. And we always really just have a great time. So got a question for Clobber's Times tomorrow. Okay. Well, thank you. I will answer that question now or tomorrow, whatever's good. So anyway, there's that. And then, of course, I'll have the later open Comics Talk, Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk, where I'll just be there at 9 p.m. Central, the usual time. And all 4 of my shows each week. Monday, which is the Comics Talk. Wednesday, which is the Wild Card. Thursday, which is the Clubhouse. And, of course, tonight, which is Saturday night, Star Trek. All 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, lots of fun with great, either just hanging out with me and or hanging out with Raquel and Mark and myself. So lots of fun, and it's all because of you. You all make it great. Three times out of the week, I'm at J-Man's channel we're reviewing all of the Legion of Superheroes chronological appearances from 1958 to 1989, the only ones that count. And then on 4 nights a week on Jay's channel, I'm there with those guys again, reviewing all of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. So lots of comics getting reviewed by myself and J-Man, and even on Friday nights when I'm there with the Nick Weiser crowd for their Friday night comic shop talk. So lots of great fun, lots of comics. Yes, we love Star Trek here. We do a lot of Star Trek. I was on 4 hours earlier today with my wonderful friend Eris of Chaos on her channel, talking all Enterprise. Just 4 hours just hanging out, talking about Enterprise with her and Josh. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, that's what we got going on now for some shout-outies. Of course, we'll shout the wrenches. I can't see the chat yet, so I don't know if anyone else has popped in. We'll start here. The great Eric K., the wrencher of bronze. And by the way, Eric K., thank you for the super chat, which says, we're such a great community that we don't even mind. Clobby loves Wesleyan Man of Steel. Yep.
Oh no!
All right. See,
love
we
you,
don't
Eric.
mind.
Thank you for being here, sweetheart. Empress
and M, thank you so much for the super chat. Says the automated units are a good, quaint metal man designed to come along since Marvin the Paranoid Android. Oh God, don't talk to me about life. I love Marvin the Paranoid Android. I love the Stephen Moore version of Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, well done, sir. So let me see. Up in here, where are we at? Of course, the Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North, Chris Persia. The
Good
man.
evening, fine sir. We love you. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
it.
for everything you do to promote Clobby's channel and to promote his shows. I see your beautiful advertisements, your gorgeous show posters that you're sharing all over social media, trying to boost Clobby's numbers. And that's just because you are a loyal and wonderful friend using your talent and your time and your energy in that way. And, I adore you for it. Thank you for being such a good, loyal, kind, and thoughtful friend to Clobby and I. We love you, Chris.
Indeed. Way behind on getting names written down, so I apologize for going slow, folks. The great D Mud Martin, the Wrench of Iron.
Yay!
God of Wrenches, Lord Thoth, Chief of Security, and of course, Avon lives. Long live the Legion, my friend. Shout out to your wonderful better half, Lady Thoth.
Cheese for Lance!
The Rees. Where was I? The Wrench Without Fear, J-Man himself, of course, my partner in crime on Earth B, and fellow Legionnaire viewer extraordinaire. Let's see here.
J-Man!
Oh, I'm getting inundated from all shots. Damn, come on. I'm getting inundated here. Got to speed up. Sorry, everyone. I'll try to cover it all.
I think it's going to be a super busy show tonight. Sorry, boss.
Let me see if I can get a flow going. Hungry Boy, master of the club, only master, great artist extraordinaire, and every time that thing clings, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Getting messages from all over the place.
Ding, ding, ding.
You're hearing it?
No.
Oh, good.
But I know it can set. I know that when it happens to me, it sets me in a panic. So I love you.
And of course, he is the painter of the cover of the wonderful book, Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs.
Oh, thank you, HB.
Stephen Callell.
Real soup.
Fanty Outsidery. Maddie's Daddy. Our own music Meister, Max Redstone. Now, let me. Man, I hope I got all these names. I'm way behind on the names now, so I hope I'm going to try to do as best I can, getting all the names so I can get these started. See if I missed anybody, then we'll get in gear.
Yeah, well, you could take a beat and just run through your list if you want, and I could do some,
There you go. Make sure while I was doing all that, it kind of a bunch of people popped in at the same time.
They did.
It doesn't really happen.
And we have a new member.
I see it.
New member.
Okay. Sorry, folks.
Clobby's just writing names down, everyone. You want to know why?
I don't want to miss anybody.
Each and every one of you is so important to Clobby and I because, we have conversations with you every week. We spend 4 hours with you every week. Some of you we spend 8 hours a week with. And so we like to shout you out in acknowledgement that we've had a wonderful time with you. So that's what he's doing right now. He's like, somebody was pinging his phone, and he was trying to write the names down and also converse with me and also do his show notes. So that's why he's like, wait a second. Oh, Princess Fiona is saying there are 2 new members. Who, honey? I've only got 1 showing on my side of StreamYard. Kitsy. I'm going to Kitsy.
Yes. I hate to miss anybody. By handwriting. But when I hurry, it makes it worse. I'm not going to really read.
You have a doctor's handwriting.
Yeah, we could have it back.
You did. You do. It looks like prescription. It's like you're writing a prescription for someone.
It's pretty horrible.
You know what it is tonight? It's a prescription for happiness. You are Dr. Clobby writing a prescription for happiness. Whether or not you'll be able to read your own writing, that's an entirely different matter.
That's the problem. That's the problem. So here we go now. I will start this one, of course. The great Mark D. the chief engineer, is here tonight, and of course, as is our lovely chief of communications, Anti-Derivative Jill.
Jelly!
Michael Beacom is here. Shout out to you and the lovely Cassandra, my friend.
Good evening, beautiful people.
Shooter.
Pew, 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 pew.
A new friend that I don't know if it's been here before, but Saber the Doom Squirrel. Well, hello there, Saber.
Oh, Saber the Doom Squirrel.
I like it. Hello, well, Saber, great. Welcome to Clobbering Times. You may have been here before. Remember, I have a bad memory. If you don't know me, I have a horrible memory, and I forget stuff like that so much so that I almost forgot to shout out our wonderful lurkers out there. If you're lurking, we really appreciate you. And if you're watching on a download or a rerun, whatever you want to call it, or a rewatch, thank you so much. I could not appreciate it more. I never express it enough how much we appreciate that. And I hope you will click a like, and then even subscribe if you would. I appreciate that. So, yep. Let's see here. Joseph Dredd, here comes the judge.
It's the judge.
Empress NM, hello there.
Good evening.
Gwagnar.
Also Gwaggy Gwag, the creature from the Black Lagoon, one of my favorite guys on the interwebs. He sent me 2 hysterical pictures, and that's why we were running behind, of Neelix and Supercast. So we have a Chicken Man and a Supercast to show you later, and Gwag made them, and they are cherry, baby. They're cherry.
Well, the cat's out of the bag because Mark left one up. Well, the thing, Mark.
Damn it, Mark.
Saber says, no, I've not been here before. Well, Saber, welcome to the party. I hope you'll stay and hang out. We've got a great group here and a lot of fun people, and I hope you will have a good time. We appreciate you popping in. Okay, let's see where the Raymond Feliciano, King Dolphin TV.
King Dolphin TV.
In color.
Dun, 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 dun.
Also, the wonderful Sandra Feliciano is here as well.
Oh, the lovebirds. I bet you they're making out in the chat. They always are.
Simply Steve, oh, buddy, what's up?
Hey, sweetheart. Good evening. Nice to see you.
Indeed, this is JT Kirk. Go Lions.
JT
Hey, buddy.
Kirk. It's Kirk.
Penny. Penny's here. All right. Good to see you,
Good
Penny.
evening, Penny. Thank you for joining us.
Sean Carter from
Don't forget to follow the sci-fi model guy. That's Sean Carter. Sean Carter from Mars.
Enigmatic Drop Bear, the aforementioned. Always so great to have you here, my friend. We love seeing you here. You know, it just makes us happy. And I hope you're doing well and feeling better. And I hope you'll have some fun tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to his reviews. His reviews are always great.
Princess Fiona. What's up, Fiona?
Catsy.
Yeah, that. What she said? Yeah. Dave G. Sound. Bubba Doom 1. Hey, man.
Bubba Doom.
Lovely Lisa.
Shin kicks to Chris Persia.
What did he do now?
Well, he's saying that I said that Supercast and Neelix are cherry. That's it for your agonizer, please.
I'm pretty sure you did say that.
No, I said the things that Gwaggy made.
Oh, that. You did. Lisa, good to see you, Lisa.
Lisa.
Oh, Rob Altus, old chum, good to see you there.
Good evening, Rob. Nice to see you, sweetheart.
My North Fairfax buddy, good to see you.
Hey.
Hey, it's Courtney's here.
Oh, good evening, Courtney.
Good to see you, Courtney. And she became a member, I think. Am I right?
Very cool.
Right? I think she became a member, if I'm not mistaken.
Very nice. Very
usually
nice.
It shows you, but member from she was a member shout out. She's already a member. That's a member from 5 months. Thank you, Courtney. Good to see you, dear.
Nice.
Parker, what's up, Parker?
Evening, Parker.
Rita, listen, I'm sorry to get the name wrong. Rita Ibn Muhammad.
Good evening.
I wrote it so poorly I can barely read my own handwriting, so I apologize. But thank you so much, Rita.
Yes.
It's Rita. I'm embarrassed by my garbage handwriting. I was running so fast. Victor Fontaine.
Vic, nice to see you.
The Comic Relief Crusader. What's up, dude?
The Comic Relief Crusader.
and John Shargilopas,
Reggie?
and Minimusness is here.
Minimus.
I hope I did not miss anyone. I don't know if I did. It just because I've been, yeah, it's just tough to hang. It's tough to hang with it. Oh yeah, and I did. See, damn it, the Tetrarch is here.
So apathetic.
What's up, Tet? The Tetrarch of apathy. Who really cares? I don't care what it says.
Nice, nice, nice.
All right, so good to see you, Tet. Tet, tet. He's having a tete-a-tete. Okay, Rita, thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate that, brother. I apologize for that, Rita. I butchered it again. I was just going too fast, but thanks, Eric.
Welcome to the 735 Club.
Good to see you, Rita. Rita hasn't been here before. I just, like I said, I was going so fast. My apologies. My apologies. Okay, and thank you all for being here tonight. I guess we're about ready to get started to doing what we do. What we do. So,
Get it on. Let's do it.
What is Saturday Night Star Trek? My friends, for those who do not know, anyone, there's always new people popping in and they're trying to figure out what we are. I mean, if they're watching it this long, they're like, what are they doing? Well, what we're doing right now and have been doing for the past 20 some odd minutes that we got started is what we always do. We start out, this is first and foremost a community of Star Trek fans. And so we like to take the first 20 minutes or so just saying hello, putting some stuff out there, let us know what's going on, catching up, getting an idea who is with us, as always. And then we ease into what Saturday Night Star Trek is all about, which is about, let's see, the beginning of January of 2021. My wonderful first officer, R.M. Briggs here, and myself took it upon ourselves the daunting mission of covering, reviewing all of real deal Gene Roddenberry Star Trek, which is, of course, exists from the year technically 1964 when he started creating it, till basically the end of at some point in 2005 when it left the normal confines of what was considered to be Roddenberry and even beyond, but still the company that was, making real Star Trek, basically. So, in the opinion of some, including myself, and number one, Star Trek is over after 2005.
You're damn right.
Nothing else. Anything else is corporate filth to us. So we only acknowledge 1966 through 2005. All that content calculated into 735 segments, meaning films and movies and such. So we have been reviewing. It started out reviewing the original series, of course. We do 4 episodes a night, by the way, usually. After that, the animated series. After that, the original crew films. After that, Star Trek The Next Generation. Then the TNG crew films. Then we reviewed all of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And now we are somewhere smack in the middle or close to the middle of Star Trek Voyager Season 2. We will continue until we have gotten to the end of Star Trek Enterprise Season 4 and then when that's done, it'll still be Saturday Night Star Trek and we'll just find other things to do. But until then, we review basically 4 episodes a week unless we're on the beginning or end of a season. It's an odd number. With all that said, basically now I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful first officer number 1 to start reviewing our episodes of the evening. We'll give you, she'll basically give you a basic outline of what the episode was about. And we'll talk about the episode. And what we do here is once we give our opinions on the episode and we rate them, we turn it over to our wonderful friends in the chat. And we'd like all of you have to say about what you rate the episode and your opinions on it. So now I'm going to turn the helm over to my fantastic first officer, number 1, and we will get started. Number 1, take it away.
Well, you heard it, folks. This was Clobby's whole conceptualization that every Saturday night would be a mini Star Trek convention in his virtual comic book shop. And I don't know what you think, but I think, goal achieved. I've been having the time of my life. I love you all very much. I love spending time with you. And speaking of all of you, I see the little riot you are starting in the chat, calling on Clobby with the waddy sticks. You want to yell a la Moraine. And so you are swamping Clobby, Captain. They
Oh, I
are
didn't know.
swamping the chat with
Is that what?
Waddy sticks
Is that
everywhere.
what that means? Okay, well, I mean, if that's what that means, and that's what you little blast from the past. Yeah.
Well, you know, it waddy sticks, they could mean something sexual. They like you're cheering for something sexual. It could also be a form of applause. And when you bang waddy sticks, it also means that you're cheering for the games to begin. So I think that's
No.
why they're calling for the waddy sticks, boss.
Well, at least it wasn't something scary like
Draw
this.
that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
Never gets old.
It doesn't get old. It's good stuff. Okay, folks, you heard the boss. It's time to get it on. Let's get it on. And our first episode of the evening is Prototype. It is season 2, episode 13, prod code 129. This first aired on January 15th, 1996. Now, I'm just going to say a word here really quickly. Before, Trekkies used to rely on Memory Alpha. Memory Alpha is a user-generated encyclopedia site, and it's really important to Star Trek fans. But it has now been polluted with filth. So the filth people came in, they took off their diapers, dropped their dirty diapers in the Memory Alpha. So we can't use that as a source anymore. Now, there are 2 books that you can use to get information about Voyager. One is the Celebration, and the other one is the Compendium. I forget what it's called. Anyways, they're 2 Voyager books, and
Companion.
we really encourage you to use those books instead of using the internet, especially the user-generated websites, because one thing has become very clear as we explore Star Trek in a more academic way, is that many things in Star Trek are not actually facts. They're factoids. And that means that they've been repeated. There are things that aren't true, but have been repeated so many times that people just take them for granted that they're true. They're not. So I encourage you to find original source material and to not use IMDb, which is a cesspool of inaccuracy. And they really need to get a dictionary. I took a look at it this week and I'm like, you need a dictionary. Let me donate a dictionary to you. And same for Memory Alpha. But you know what? We do need a launching off point. So I use the Wikipedia because not only is it in the public domain, but it is very conducive to podcasting. It gives us a nice little summary, so we're all on the same page in case you didn't get to review or rewatch the episodes. So with that said, Wikipedia also sucks. But with the Wikipedia, we just we do the little summary, we correct it, we make fun of it a little bit, and then we get on with the evening. So pardon?
Sorry, Tobor the robot's here though.
Tobor. Oh, Dave G sound. So let's get on with it. I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia. We don't pre-read anything around here. This is an entirely organic show. We don't discuss our reviews or our thoughts on the episode. So I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia, which can be quite difficult because the grammar is usually atrocious. So let's do this. Chief Engineer B'Elanna Torres recovers a robot floating in space. She convinces Captain Janeway to ignore Commander Tuvok's warnings and allow her to revive the robot. It introduces itself as Automated Unit 3947 of the Prelor robot faction.
I forgot one thing. I'm so sorry.
What, honey?
So sorry about that. I thank you, Fiona, for gifting that membership. I didn't see that until Mark told me about it. And it was trying to tell me, so it's my fault. Thank you so much for gifting that membership. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's very sweet. And Turing, good evening.
Turing.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that? So I'm so sorry
Dave
about
G
that.
Sound isn't on your list, I don't remember calling out Dave G Sound because usually I pipe up, not just another body of water.
I got him. No, I got him.
Okay, good. All right. He reveals their creators were destroyed during a war decades ago, and many Prelors are falling apart with no one to create additional units. The Prelors will soon become extinct. 3947 asked Torres to build a prototype which would allow the Prelors to procreate. Captain Janeway forbids this, citing the Prime Directive The automated units were not designed to reproduce. Giving them the capability to do so would interfere with its culture. With their culture, you mean? Because you use them, right? So make sure that your subject, verb, pronoun, antecedents match here in Wikipedia, people. When a Prelor ship approaches Voyager to retrieve 3947 abducts Torres. The Prelor ship is prepared to destroy Voyager until Torres agrees to create the prototype. Torres succeeds. The Voyager crew require a diversion to rescue Torres. Suddenly, a second ship piloted by automated units appears and attacks the Prelors. The second ship identifies itself as the Kravik faction. 3947 reveals that the two planets, Prelor and Kravik, created automated units to wage war against each other for several decades. When the two planets called a truce and attempted to terminate the robots destroyed their creators out of self-preservation and continued the war. Torres realizes her prototype will upset the balance of the war and destroys it. Using the battle as their diversion, the Voyager crew transport Torres off the Prelor ship and leave the battlefield. Okay, so that is possibly one of the worst summaries that we have read in the history of all of us reviewing Star Trek. That was a big nothing burger that really didn't explain what was going on. But
if you want to take a better crack at it, feel free. Mighty Orbots, good to see you.
Good evening, Mighty Orbots. I think this article could use a great deal of cleanup because it's very obvious that the Prelor inspired Seth MacFarlane's The Orville, right? So we know that this is where he got the idea of Isaac and the idea of the Kalon and the idea of wiping out all of humanity due to abuse and things like that. And this is actually one of the premier, one of the best offerings of Voyager that has inspired The Orville. So I just think that somebody should go in there and clean it up and write it correctly. But let's let that go. Let's release that back into the water. Let it go. And I'll just throw it over to you, boss. What did you think of Prototype?
I really liked this episode. I thought it was intriguing with a lot of good conversation about the topic, and I liked. They did it. It's almost that's funny because Isaac comes way later, and I'm sure I've seen this episode at some point. But it still makes you hearken now that you know Isaac. There's some Isaac elements to this, and some of the story elements that you can see really where MacFarlane got this from. And it's now it may suffer from a little bit of having to get in and out with its storytelling it fairly quickly. But we like short stories, so that's never a big problem. On the whole, for a short story like that, I think it does it extremely well. I think in particular. I like the conversation. My favorite part, actually, maybe the conversation of when Torres is telling the prototype about data. I thought that was pretty interesting. And overall, this is pure science fiction. This is the way it's supposed to be. An in and out type of Star Trek. It felt like classic Star Trek in the sense that it's telling you a pretty intriguing idea, and it talked about the idea, and it stayed focused on the idea. And at the end, you're like, wow, look what happened. It's technology getting out of hand, and how many times have we seen that in Star Trek and other things? So I found this to be a very solid, very entertaining episode.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, Shooter, the terrible summary, isn't it? And from top to bottom, if you started taking that Wikipedia article apart, the whole thing just unravels instantly. It's pretty much all shite, isn't it? And good evening, Keely Chow. Welcome.
Keely Chow.
Roll Tide, man. Nice to see you.
I don't know if you guys rolled or not because I've been busy. So if you rolled, say yay or nay, but if not,
I couldn't agree more, boss. So I think I'll dig into my notes. I think this is a very, very cool robot. And I like the faces. I like the faces that are exaggerated because they're obviously based on the builders. And we see how their builders would have looked because, we tend to create things in our own image. I just want to let everyone in the chat know that I hate Neelix. I absolutely hate Chicken Man. Just not into it. One thing I didn't like is B'Elanna leaving the robot unattended next to the warp core. I thought that was kind of suspect. I didn't like it. A ship in constant energy crisis uses its warp plasma to revive a robot. Also doesn't make sense. But this is the thing, is that they're the ones who made this a problem for themselves. If you just take this story out of all the BS they created for their stupid storyline, it's exactly like the captain said. This is a great short story. This is a wonderful short fiction story, and it's a marvelous Star Trek. So I'm actually pointing out how these people have made things worse for themselves with their crap writing. The Prelore definitely inspired Seth MacFarlane's The Orville, Isaac, and the idea of the Kalon, or 3947. You can definitely see that Isaac was based on 3947, his cadence, just everything about him.
Yeah.
Why is B'Elanna wearing white booties in engineering? As everyone knows, I've been rewatching Star Trek, all 735, for many, 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 many years. And I start on January 1st of each year rewatching. And it always bothered me that she's wearing white booties. Like, why are you wearing booties?
Was she? I never noticed.
Yeah, it's just weird. Anyway.
Das Wolfen.
Das Wolfen.
Welcome.
I also thought that it was weird that they gave 3947 warp plasma to go. Now, this whole idea of giving a 3947 warp plasma to go is actually really sweet and kind, and it completely fits into the Star Trek universe. But why it doesn't fit into the Star Trek universe here is because they turned Voyager into Mom's station wagon. So they have to stop at every Texaco. So, just don't do dumb stuff with Star Trek and just leave it alone. Definitely borrowed from Samaritan's Snare here, where the Packlids steal Geordi. He starts off, engineers love to change. Engineers love to change things. They also like to build things. And so we see this a repetition of the idea of that there is a curiosity for engineers in creating things. Geordi wanted to help the Packlids and wound up getting himself into a great deal of trouble. And then here we see B'Elanna having that same curiousness about these marvelous robots, and then running afoul of that of everything that she's supposed to stand for, and it's just a big mess. So we should on a go forward basis know that there is a link between Samaritan's Snare and Prototype. The Prelore versus Kravik. This is, again, the same as the Kalon. We see this idea of fighting to extinction and, of course, killing their builders. So Seth MacFarlane really loved this episode, and so he should. It's a good episode. Another nitpick I have is that it's slightly cheesy at the end with Janeway and Torres talking very passionately. And she, B'Elanna starts to emote as though she might have some type of god complex, and it's not suitable to her personality. Where she's like, "Captain, if you could have seen it when I turned it on and it looked up at me." It's like, what are you doing? This is not Gone with the Wind. Stop it. And then my final notes on this are, this is a nice idea-driven story. This is a beautiful concept. This is an excellent short story. It's a shame that the writers have painted themselves into the corner by turning Voyager into Mom's station wagon. And you can't ask for more from a TV show. And what's bizarre is Clobby's my Star Trek soulmate, and we always think the same things without even discussing things with one another. And so in my final notes here, I actually said, can't ask for more from a TV show. So much is accomplished in such a short period of time. We love these robots. We want to know more about them. We want lots and lots and lots more episodes with them. And eventually we get that because a fan had the power to make his own show. And now we have the Kalon with the Orville. So this totally works for me. I believe this is some of the best. I would need to sit down and look at it side by side and see the different episodes. But I would definitely rank this in the top 10, if not top 5, of all of Voyager's offerings, because there are some real stinkers, folks. And that's it for me, boss.
Admiral Teague, welcome. Good to see you.
Admiral T.
And Larry.
Larry! A man so nice you should say his name twice, perhaps thrice.
Hey, buddy, friends, good to see you. Yes. What was your rating of Prototype? I really enjoyed it. Like I said, this is what I'm signed up for. I'm even really, to be honest with you, even the Clunker Dumb episodes now feel better than all that crap we went through at DS9 at the end of last season. Because I'd rather at least I'm out in space. At least I'm out in space doing Star Trek stuff. But
Yeah.
that doesn't excuse a bad episode. I'm just saying.
No.
But when I get one that deserves to be praised for its entertainment value and its interest, it needs to be. I think we need to be fair. So what is your rating of
Well, boss, I totally agree with you. Like I couldn't agree more because, and this is why I don't like it when people get on social media and they say, oh, Voyager's the worst. No, DS9 is the worst. There are plenty of gems in Voyager, and that's why I defend it. And this is one of them. There aren't a lot of them, but there are enough. Plenty. Yeah. There are plenty, just not quite as many as I would like. This is an A+ for me. I think it earns every inch of that A+. It earns every point because of a wonderful story idea, marvelously executed until the end when B'Elanna and Insane Way, Bangway are looking longingly into one another's eyes, talking about, I don't know what they're talking about with their eyes, but their eyebrows and just their faces and the weird crap they're doing. A+.
I definitely give it a solid big old A, and it's nice to be able to give one an episode an A. It's very, very entertaining. So absolutely. Now I will ask our wonderful friends in the chat for any ratings you might have, and please any words you might have on the episode Prototype. Try to keep it down at least 5 minimum because we have so many people writing the chat. We really appreciate that. It helps me out considerably. Helps us get helps us with time and whatnot. So.
Clubby?
And while we're yes,
I have an emergency. I did not bring my power cord into my office. I have to go get my power cord, or my laptop's going to shut off. I'll be right back.
Go for it. I'll star. I'm on starring. So let's see here, everyone. I'm going to start starring your. And when number one gets back, we'll when number one gets back, we'll bring you some Max Redstone entertainment. She's better at starring these than I am. Get your startup comments there. That's my new official vamping starring quotes. I mean, starring chats theme song until I get a new one. What's wrong with this chat? Well, crap. Oh, there we go. Oh, I jumped. There we go. Sorry. There we go. Get some more of them. All right, keep us putting those ratings in there, folks.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, doke. Let me know when you're ready to take over the starring, and I'll bring us some Max Redstone entertainment.
I'm ready to go now.
Okay, you go for that, and I will go for that. You see. All right, folks. As you know, our great music meister Max Redstone is a meister of music, and does extraordinary work. And tonight, when he is and on nights when he's able to hang with us, he often blesses us with some of his extraordinary talent, with a little bit of a limerick of whatever happens to be coming up, episodes wise. And it looks like we have 4 this evening, or maybe 3. Either way. All right, so here we go. Prototype by Max Redstone. All right. Make sure I got this set up right. Making a baby, Prelor, is against Starfleet's motto, but B'Elanna the Builder wants to go further than she ought to. She toiled, but for what? To make machines of war? It's not like they were going to reshoot the music video for Mr. Roboto. Whoa, I like it. Thank you, Max Redstone. Oh, my goodness. So you guys keep those coming. They're going to get starred accordingly, and I'm going to start reading some of your reviews now. Again, there we go. It's Courtney. Again, thank you, Fiona, for the membership, and welcome Rita Ibn Muhammad for being a new member, and it's great to have you. Again, shout out to It's Courtney as a member as well. Thank you, dear. All right. JT Kirk. There we go. All right. JT Kirk says B. A tale of robots. I think maybe robots that aren't programmed to follow Asimov's laws of robotics. Not as great a model of robot as as Nomad. Bay Lawanda solves the MacGuffin in seemingly no time. If she's so good, with robots. What's robots? What's wrong with you, boy? Don't make me turn this podcast around.
I love it.
Why?
I absolutely love it. I mean, I love it.
Why not make several of them to supplement the crew? If Bay Wanata, now you're just being crazy. Is so awestruck by the miracle of robot life. I'm getting to like that. She'll get the vapors when she realizes she can have children of the vapors.
Yeah, it's a little over the top, isn't it? JT Kirk!
JT Kirk, what in the hell is wrong with you, boy?
I love you, JT Kirk.
JT Rock. Oh, he's the man. We got the best crew around here.
Bossman, I need
yes.
to interrupt, even though it's super rude, so I beg your pardon, but SP4H just walked in the door.
SP4H. Welcome. Welcome indeed. Wagner says, Grade A. It was a good Voyager episode. Therefore, I must now check and make sure I haven't fallen into an alternate reality. Oops. Lost it. But I got it back and lost it again. Keep accidentally putting them up there. When you start,
it's actually the stupid chat. It's doing it again. It's burping, and so when you think you're clicking the star, it actually does a big burp and dumps a whole bunch into the chat, and then it puts them up on the marquee. So
not a problem. Grade A. It was a good Voyager episode. Therefore, I must now check and make sure I haven't fallen into an alternate reality. Clobby, do you still like Jack Kirby's comic book work? Do I still like it? I think there's a good chance that, yes, that I love it beyond all reason. I'm not sure why you would ask such a question, Guagnar, but chances are, yes, I've not changed on that. If I ever did, I would report myself to you. I promise. The epilogue didn't work for me. Maybe if B'Elanna would have spent time creating the robot, say robot like that, robot from scratch, and it gained sentience, but built in a day under duress using parts given to her. They would hate to lose another of their seemingly infinite supply of shuttles. Yeah, boy, is it ever! Is it ever? At least someone in Voyager's production is aware of this glaring issue, but lamp shading it doesn't fix it. No,
Bossman.
Yes.
Sander Hammerslag is here. Captain James T. Skywalker. And Gwag just wanted you to know that he was just checking to see if everything was correct in the universe. So he just said, "Oh, okay."
I got you. Oh, I got you covered. See, just what a chowderhead I am. No.
Yes, JT Kirk, you broke Clobby. Are you satisfied with yourself now?
Yes. I don't concentrate where
I'm going to put you in front of the obelisk. That's it.
What is wrong? You said Sander, and who else was here?
Sander is here, and so is. Just wait.
I already forgot while we were backtracking there.
Yeah, Sander Hammerslag SP4H. I think you already got that one. And who
somebody
else?
else.
Oh, James T. Skywalker.
That's right. James T.
Nice to see
What's
you.
up?
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Come into my parlor.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy. All right, let's see here. Shooter says A minus. Okay, that opening with the robot watching Voyager approach and beamed on in first person. It works for me. Moral quandaries and good choices that backfire. Interesting and engaging. Yes. I like this one. I like this one. It flows and progresses with each part, a self-contained problem that, when resolved, moves on to the next part without lagging. Do these guys inspire Isaac from the Orville in any way? Well, if you've heard, I don't know if you heard Raquel talking about that, but yes. Also, Chipotle mentions all of the lost shuttles. Is that Johnny Five's arm? Poor Johnny Five got disassembled. All right. Fiona. Hey, Fiona. Fiona says, 1 of 3 mitts. Milt? I'm not sure what that exactly means, but only took them 2 whole seasons to come up with a decent Star Trek feeling episode. He borrows a lot from previous track, but at least they borrowed the right things this time. What's wrong with this? My mouse so screwed up. Hang on, Fiona. I've got to find you there. All right. For the most part, the decisions seemed to be consistent with the characters, and nobody really had to act like an idiot to move the plot forward. This is huge for Voyager. That boy, howdy, it really is. That's the kind of thing that aggravates me as well. So I understand what you're saying. Interesting questions of ethics and morality are only undercut by the terrible acting of Roxanne Dawson. For once, the show faces these questions head on. One more part. Oh, even though it says 3 of 3. Who are you, Phantom Outsider or something? Just kidding, Fiona. You, Fiona. 4 of 3. You are Phantom. I think Phantom Outsider and Fiona are the same person. I don't know. Nothing Milana does ever feels authentic to me. This is a combination of terrible casting, bad acting, and poor writing. But the ep is solid. Trek, finally B+. Well, that's a fair cop. Nicely done. Nicely done. Let's see here. All right. Where are we? Okay. Enigmatic Drop Bear says D+. Wow. And I don't think he means Disney. Wow, very good. Not a fan of this one. All right. So, Janeway thinks the Prime Directive applies to spacefaring beings possessing advanced technology who are facing an existential threat that Voyager's crew can resolve. That's a very good question. I like that. Were we supposed to sympathize with Janeway's position? Were we supposed to be surprised that the Prelor abducted Torres so that they could, so that she could save them? I don't know. As for the Prelor and Kravik, the builders built into them a deliberate flaw to keep them under control. Why would these creatures of logic then decide to eliminate those that could save them? Good point. The plot was so utterly contrived and perverse that it was nigh on impossible to take seriously, and that's a shame because there was huge potential here. Wow, so we got the other side of it there. Wow, interesting. Thank you, Enigmatic Drop Bear. Nicely done. Nicely said. Appreciate it. Max Redstone said A+. Pure sci-fi, the top level of Voyager as a series. I will always compare it to Doctor Who's Robots of Death. Great episode. Love it. Chris Belcher. That end scene, though, Janeway should have had a robe and slippers on. Yikes.
The way that her little eyebrows move all over the place, like, like, what are you feeling inside when your eyebrows are going up and down? Like, I don't know. I just don't understand. She looks like, what's that guy's name? Jim Carrey. She looks like Jim Carrey when he's drunk. Just eyebrows going crazy for no reason. Anyway.
Get myself. Parker Luck says, this episode grade for me is A-. Okay, thank you so much for that. Simply Steve says C+. C+ rating. Alt title, Baloney's Machine. The two species reminded me of TOS episode Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. As well, you have a starship with energy problems. Fix it before you go further.
Like, seriously.
They should, yes. Empress in him says, I give it a B+. The things that I don't like are very minor. Okay, thank you. Rita, Ibn Muhammad. Iban. I'm going to say Iban. I'm terrible at that. I don't know. I can't read. B'Elanna had troubled childhood and at times did not feel love. I think she tried to be the parent she wished she had. She tried to, okay. So, Baba Doom 1 says, B. It was a good episode. It reminded me of a good DS9 episode. I did have questions about beaming the robot abroad and then fixing it. Wasn't there security and prime directive concerns? I didn't
like that either. That's one of that's one of the things I don't like either. And directly beside the warp core. What?
Well, our wonderful friend Jilly says, A+. I enjoyed this particular installment of the plot twist of a robot race committing genocide against their creators just as much as I do with the Kalons on the Orville.
Yeah, true.
Although I have preferred B'Elanna to try some redirection, it's equally possible that the discovery of such deception might have spelled the end for Voyager. So she made the right choice.
Well, let's pause for 1 second here. I really like what Jill just said because that's actually what's in a Trekkie's mind. Like, when a Trekkie is watching, a hardcore Trekkie is watching these episodes, they're waiting for that point where you hit the pivot, where it's up to you to edify or rectify the situation. And I also instantly feel that need, and it doesn't fulfill that Star Trek need. So, I mean, I think they just ran out of time, but Jill's dead right here. We should have had that little tiny pivot where B'Elanna just turns around and says, no, we can do it this way, or we can fix this, but I can't do this, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no opportunity for a pivot. And if you're a hardcore Trekkie, you really are looking forward to that pivoting moment where JT Kirk just turns around and says, you can't do this, and so on and so forth, right? Like, we're looking for that. So I like that Jill said that.
I enjoyed the interactions between B'Elanna and the robot. According to my observations, there is no sufficient reason for greater optimism. No, it's now. Sufficient reason. No, sorry. Now, not no. Now. Thank you, Jill. Let's see. It didn't. Let's see. It didn't pay up. It didn't play up that B'Elanna has to have a bad temper because she's half Klingon. I wish every episode would do this. Even I would have had less patience with Neelix if I needed my coffee.
Yeah, she's working, yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to give you coffee.
He was so annoying.
He's always annoying.
Bubba Doom, I'm sorry I didn't see the second. I didn't realize you had a second one from earlier. Maybe I didn't see the number of your numbering it, but I apologize for that, buddy. Your second one is Also, where have I seen that robot before? Doctor Who. Yes. Well, he does look sort of like a Doctor Who, but you're probably thinking of the Orville. I've seen things like that in Doctor Who, of course. Uh, um, I was looking for. I see Eric has a 2 of 2 at 10:00 at it'll be 9:04 for you. I don't see a number 1 for Eric.
Let me go check.
Let's go with Lisa. Lisa says, "Hey, the dilemma of creators, the struggle, sweat, and tears to reach the goal, then having to terminate due to unintended consequences. Brilliant. Alana sidelined feelings for logic. It was necessary. Yes."
Where is Eric?
Nicely said.
Oh, here it is. How did this get unstart? Start this. That's weird. It's there.
Okay, Eric K, the Bronze Winter says, D+. You let loose a machine. You have no idea if it will kill everyone. You know nothing about it. How many times have people created something that kills everyone? Quite often.
It's true.
Okay. Alana explained to the robot, all you need to do is follow what I do to make more. This robot can make more to take over the whole quadrant now. The power problem is stupid, and she fixed it in a day.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
That's Wolfen, member for 12 months. He says, DS9 is better than Voyager, but all are greater than
K-Trek.
K-Trek. What's K? Oh,
yeah.
garbage.
Don't.
Yep.
That's a name you don't say.
Oh, you mean yeah? Just say filth.
Don't you say that name?
I didn't say. I said Klutchman. Tobar says F robots. He says an F. He gives it an F. I think it's F. All right.
Tobar's mad.
Robots that advanced would never need humanoid help. The writers needs to be replaced with Chat GPT as soon as possible. Got you covered. I got you, buddy. JT. Not JT. J Dredd. Here comes the judge. Joseph Dredd says D+. Well, interesting. We have some raving reviews and some scolding reviews.
It's
very
true.
Nice and interesting. I couldn't decide which robots they copied. Styx, Mr. Roboto, or Doctor Who's Robots of Death. It was sort of like the Robots of Death. I could see that, but those were dressed differently. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I love that episode. The Robots of Death is great. I would have respected the writers more if they obeyed Asimov's rules. Balena at the end comparing. Comparing
at the end is
motherhood to making a prototype robot and then stabbing it to death was cringe to me. Oh,
I cringe too.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you. It's
true.
Edie says, I'm starting to think I may be getting jaded with this show. I may need to do a robot.
A reboot.
Oh, it's a reboot? Oh.
I think he said reboot.
Oh, you just reboot. I'm sorry.
Reboot.
I'm an idiot. Sorry about that, Edie. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, sir. I promise. Fancy outside he was a man. He might even still be a man. All right. B had to ding this episode for one reason. These are robots. They're programmed to win, to defeat the enemy. In the original series, Kirk would have talked with both sides and using simple logic, tell them they each want to win. And yet, as the war goes on, your numbers diminish and there are fewer of you. Both sides want to survive and win, correct? So your true enemy is war. If you cease hostilities, you can both survive and declare victory over war and turn your activities to more productive endeavors. There is no other logical conclusion. All right. And our final review of this episode of the evening is by our chief engineer, of course, The great Monica D with a C says A. Gives an A rating. Episodes like this are why we love Star Trek. Engineering robots to create life is interesting since it harkens back to the first sci-fi story by Shelley. Watching this episode again, it is clear they inspired the Kalons on the Orville, which is not a negative. Seth does a great job of future exploring and of further exploring that story. Agreed.
Yeah.
Did the prologue foreshadow the joy of child and lizard birth that Janeway was about? What is wrong with you?
Well, I wanted everyone to know that that I think that it's very important when you have someone who's outside of the sort of Star Trek sphere making stories for Star Trek. And so I think my rating will remain high. I saw all the same flaws everyone else did, but I think it's going to remain high because, like I said, I'm judging this episode only on its own due to the fact that it was written by Nick J. Correa. I think that's how you spell his last name. And he was actually from The Incredible Hulk. And I think he does a good job of writing the story here. But I think almost all of the flaws in this episode don't belong to him. They're things he did not create. They were created by the nincompoop writer's room. And, those inconsistencies. And I think that, Jonathan Frakes should have done something about that. He directed this, but I think this is a very good story. I just think that when you decide to start messing around with Star Trek and turn Voyager into Mom's station wagon, I think it can be difficult to do any. It can be difficult to write any good story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you another thing. Ultimately, what sometimes think we lose track of in our zeal to be critical. We lose track of one thing: is this is still a TV show that after the 40-something minutes that I watched it, even with problems I may have with it later, did I enjoy it? Did I like it? Because there are plenty of episodes I love of a lot of shows, even original series, where I can go, yeah, but boy, and if I think about certain things, but you know what? Damn, I still love the episode. Mm-hmm. I can do it. The episodes I dearly love. I can find things to criticize about it, but man, I still love it. I'm not saying that's the way I'm about. I have no emotion about this episode, other than I thought it was solid and pretty. But if it made me feel like I'm watching Trek and brought me some entertainment,
then I like it.
That's one of the things that I like.
Yeah. And I think that the writers' room made a huge mistake, because I think on a go-forward basis, all people involved with writing episodes for Voyager are going to stumble on this BS, this Mom's station wagon. They got to do something about it. You can't interfere with Star Trek like that when you make such a huge blunder, like when they tried to say that you can't go over warp 5 without mommy's permission, and that warp 3 is preferable. You can't make some mistakes like that. You can't. Otherwise nobody can write anything any good after that, especially when there's no one who even cares about the continuity, and no one even cares about making sure that it adheres to Star Trek. It's quite sad.
Yeah. I dropped something. And by the way, I'm not saying forget your critical principles. I'm saying we always remember to factor entertainment into it. So, are we ready?
Yes, we are, boss.
To move on to our next episode, let's go.
Let's do it.
Next episode is
Alliances. This is season 2, episode 14, production code 131. And this first aired on January 22nd, 1996. I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia extemporaneously, not pre-read this, and these Wikipedia things are usually horrid. Let's just get through it, folks. And this one's a long one. It's very long. How long? Here we go. A Kazon attack takes the life of another Voyager crewman, this time the popular ex-Maquis soldier Kurt Bendera. Chakotay, a good friend of Bendera, delivers the eulogy and tells of a time Bendera rescued him from angry miners. After the funeral, Michael Jonas and crewman Hogan tell Captain Janeway Voyager should change the way it operates and be more like the Maquis. Chakotay voices the proposal of forming an alliance with one or two Kazon factions to secure peace, not to trade technology, but to offer protection from attacking forces and emergency supplies. Chakotay actually doesn't propose that, so that's actually not true. It's we get a sense, and there are conversations prior to that where Janeway's command is actually challenged by Michael Jonas and crewman Hogan, and they actually extol the virtues of what Seska has done. So this summary is inaccurate, but we shall proceed. Not to trade technology, but to offer protection from attacking forces and emergency supplies. In a following talk with Tuvok, he gives the example of peace formed by the unlikely alliances between the Federation and the Klingons, and how it helped to stabilize the quadrant. I'll explain that raspberry later. Janeway opens up the idea of an alliance, and the officers decide to talk to Seska and her mage, Kulla, about allying with her tribe. Meanwhile, Neelix decides to use some of his contacts to propose an alliance with a different tribe. Initial attempts begin badly as Kulla detests following orders from a woman. Janeway's rejection of Kulla's offer to trade crew also angers him. I want to shin kick whoever wrote this. Meanwhile, Neelix is abducted before he is able to contact the Maj. He is imprisoned with a number of aliens, including many women and children. These are the Trabe, who had been imprisoned because of generations-long conflict between them and the Kazon. Oh, the grammar, the grammar! Neelix befriends the Trabe elder, who gets his assurance of help in any escape attempts. Other Trabe forces attack the Kazon stronghold, and Neelix, keeping an eye out for the children, assists. They escape on pilfered Kazon merchant vessels, which had, it was revealed, originally been constructed by the Trabe, along with all of the other technology used by the Kazon. Janeway learns about the past between the Trabe and the Kazon and decides to pursue paths of an alliance with the Trabe in spite of the danger of the possibility of it rallying the Kazon together against them. Wow, these sentences. They try to preempt their wrath by attempting to form peaceful negotiations. Seska finds it a great opportunity to learn the weaknesses of the other tribes and potentially use it to gain an edge against all other Kazon, as well as Voyager and the Trabe. The Voyager crew learns someone is planning to disrupt the conference, but they cannot determine who. They decide that any Kazon who attempt to leave the conference would be the guilty party. The Kazon also, that's not what happens though. To disrupt the conference, that's not true. Okay, so that's BS. So what they find out is that there will be an assassination attempt.
Right.
And so it would naturally be somebody who would attempt to leave, quit the room, as it were, so they wouldn't get caught. So whomever wrote that, I know that probably 100 people wrote these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs, but they truly suck. Let's keep going. The Kazon also hear something is amiss, but all the Maj attend, too frightened to be let out of the alliance. The Kazon are suspicious, especially of the Trabe, but Kulla is vocal about his distaste for befriending either the hated Trabe or the woman-led Federation. Unfortunately, the Trabe elder is the one to try to leave the conference. Janeway yells out that it's a trap. Okay, once again, that is completely incorrect. The Trabe elder actually taps Janeway and says, we have to get out of here. So he tries to take Janeway with him, and that's how they find out. She, her party, and the Trabe elder beam out as the ship fires into the conference room. Voyager attacks the ship, driving it away. The Kazon manage to survive. Voyager doesn't attack the ship. Voyager shoots at the ship and disables it from space. Janeway breaks the alliance with the Trabe and flees before the Kazon are able to retaliate. More vulnerable than ever in space filled with lawless races, she emphasizes the need to hold on to what rules they have. So now that that pure suckage has been completed, boss man, what did you think of alliances?
Ugh. Know what I mean? No. I thought it was a bit of kind of a all over the place, bit of a mess. I understand some of the stuff they're talking about, some of the what they want to do. I thought some of the stuff with the Trabe, actually, their history and things that went on with them was interesting. That one, I think the episode would have been better off dealing more with just that. But it doesn't matter because you can even present a pretty interesting story, and with the Kmart Klingons will always kill it for me. I don't want anything to do with them. I watch an episode and my eyes glaze over. I just can't get into them. I don't want to see stories with them. When one's, I'm like, I can't wait for that. Let us get to the next one because I don't find it particularly interesting. I don't really care much for the conflict between, with the whole thing with Chakotay and Janeway in terms of how to, start running the ship more like by committee or whatever.
Maquis.
Some of that kind of stuff. The Maquis. I don't look. Hey, you signed up. She's the captain. You don't like it, stay behind. It's her ship. She's the captain. What a dumb she is sometimes. And Chipotle should just get in line. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't find that kind of stuff compelling. This is Deep Space Nine type stuff.
It is.
I mean, wasn't like there were interesting aspects to it, like all the intrigue with, as far as the backstabbing that was going on, the stuff with the forming of the alliances, which I thought was suspect anyway. Didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But, I don't know. Not really my kind of Star Trek.
What in the name of heaven is this?
Yes.
He's
That
dead.
too. Wow. Kind of dull. How about
What
that?
in the name of heaven is this?
I think McCoy thought it was dull too. She did say this is not a democracy. Hey, I'm sorry. He signed up. He didn't have to sign up, and he backed her, meaning Chipotle. It's her ship. Sorry, dude.
Oh, Bubba Doom, if you're going to try the Orville, I suggest that you go and watch Clubby's Clubhouse and watch us review the Orville. I think you should go watch the reviews before you do that.
There are a lot of varying opinions on what, especially season 3 of the Orville did. But talk to me. Talk to me, and well, you'll have a lot of varying opinions on the Orville the way it went in that 3rd season. But just say it like that. So all right. Well, why don't we just go into notes? Let's get moving.
Okay. This is the Can We Still Be in Starfleet episode.
Right.
Janeway is weak, feeble, and annoying. She is a horrible captain who invites insane levels of insubordination, and it's through the roof. All of these people should be hogtied and spaced. Although I know, no Starfleet captain would do that, but obviously the people this profoundly unhappy should leave the ship.
Yeah.
Because they can't get along in a military environment, and if they can't get along in a military environment and they can't behave, in a subordinate way, they can't follow orders, they have no structure, they have no discipline, then they should leave the ship. Why is Tuvok teaching Janeway things she would have studied in Starfleet? That whole moment where he starts teaching her the social studies, he gives her the social sciences lecture on how Starfleet managed to find calm with the Klingons. Bangway would have studied that at Starfleet. Also, I just want everyone in the chat to know that I hate Neelix. Janeway wheeling and dealing with Seska, who is pregnant with Chakotay's baby. Is this really happening? I hear the theme music from Dallas. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey.
It's just so dumb.
Midnight's Living.
I also hate Neelix storylines. I just want everyone to know I don't like Neelix storylines. And I want to
Yeah.
say the following. Starfleet officers, trained military astronauts, should not be so obsessed with getting home. Okay, so this is something that we would describe in rhetoric, almost like a presupposition. Okay, this is something that we take for granted, that everybody is desperate to get home, and so everyone accepts that as the premise of the show. But why would they be desperate to get home? The Maquis, the Maquis are from a military. They are rebel military astronauts who are on the run from everyone. These specialized personnel and criminals would be not be eager to get home. So the people, the legitimate people in the military, would not be that freaked out about going home, and the criminals would not be freaked out about going home. So no one, not the explorers, and certainly not those facing life in prison or the death penalty on Cardassia, would be this obsessed with getting home. And using it as a way to drive every plot is stupid. Uh, Wanderers, I put in my notes, are seldom lost. And you can say that, like I put in my notes here. Imagine signing up with Elon Musk to go to Mars. And then the minute you leave Earth and you haven't even passed the moon, you want to go home and you start complaining that you want to go home immediately, enough to sabotage the mission. Because that's what's happening on Voyager. When you are an astronaut and you are in the military, you are prepared to be away from your family for a very, very long period of time. And so they should be in this Delta Quadrant having the time of their lives. And as far as these criminals go, like I said, these people have cut all of their ties. They belong to no one. And they are in deep, deep, deep horse hockey if they ever get back home. And many of them will wind up being deleted by the Cardassian agents. So this whole thing of let's drive the plot with everyone is out of their minds, frothing at the mouth to get home, is dumb. These are experienced, trained military astronauts that are supposed to be seafaring, long-term spacefaring people. It doesn't make sense. And criminals that have cut every tie and burned every bridge and committed multiple offenses to the point where they're going to spend life in prison or they're going to get the death penalty are also not interested in going home. So stop making it into like this huge thing that I'm supposed to buy into every week, because I don't. I don't like the fact that Janeway goes right into a trap with with knowing that an assassination attempt has been rumored. So that's where the Wikipedia article goes right off the rails. Tuvok specifically tells her that it is rumored through several sources that there is going to be an assassination attempt at this conference. So whomever wrote that Wikipedia article, head desk, like shin kicks. I want to put you in the agony booth for at least an hour. Janeway, what can I say? Bangway, insane way, Janeway, hairy eyeball Janeway, as we would probably say in Ireland. I grew up hearing that quite a lot from my Irish relatives. Don't you give me the hairy eyeball. She's got the hairy eyeballs. They're going all over the place. She fails the Kirk test, and her speech at the end is absolutely bizarre. I'm willing to discuss this at a later date, but I'm not going to occupy any more real estate with this broadcast by explaining it. But if you parse that speech at the end through the Star Trek archives of these scripts, if you read through her final speech to her crew, it is so utterly idiotic and so anti-Star Trek, and she's jumping to all of these different conclusions and just saying, like, it's like word salad. Like Bangway, are you high? It's just it's
He's dead, Jim.
Oh, crap.
oh, Midnight's Oblivion's here.
Hey, I said, yep. Hey there.
Hey,
Hey,
Midnight's
Midnight's-
Oblivion, you just missed the last episode. I gave it an A+.
Yeah, the episode before that, but not this one. So
Yeah. So, anyways, So yeah, it's
Go for it. What's your rating?
What in the name of heaven is this?
it's a D.
Oh, yeah, I also have it at a D. D, dull, dumb. You can call it what you want. It's not particularly compelling. Like I said, that I just don't care. I don't even care to talk about it that long. Let everybody else talk about it. We all talk about it.
Let other people talk
Yeah,
about this
talk
complete
amongst
and utter
yourselves.
shite.
All right, my friends, please. Now, while number one is starring your comments, your ratings, and your comments, I shall bring us some more maximum redstone entertainment.
Maximum redstone.
Okay, alliances by Max Redstone. He says the Delta Quadrant of Violent Rat Race. Should Voyager find an ally to embrace? Bringing Kazon sex together, a feat tougher than leather. Just to be ambushed by Neelix's friend from the prison base. Ba, 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 well done, sir. Thank you, Max. Well done, well done. All right. All righty. Bubba Doom number one says D and F. Okay. D. An F would have been actually better. Oh, there you go. There you go. This episode didn't evoke any emotion from me, except a bit of irritation from ripping off Godfather 3. How pitiful is it that they rip off Godfather 3? Yeah, well, not one of your more popular Godfather movies, I can tell you that. Thank you, sir. Wagner says, grade D-. Great. A Kazon episode. I'm with you, so with you there. When will we be done with these dollar store knockoff Klingons? Yes, let's ally with people who have starships but can't find water. That's a really good point there, Quagger. It's so, yeah. Just how slow is Voyager going? That's another thing. Why do you have time to stop and have a line? That's a big one. Quag, I love you, man. Why in the freaking crap? Why why do you have time to stop and form an alliance? You're either leaving or you're not. If you're going home, what is the alliance going to do for you?
Yeah, and not only that, why are they always within like communications range? They can hail the Kmart Klingons anytime they want.
Yeah,
they have. One could say they have the Kmart Klingons on layaway.
I don't know whoever came up with Kmart Klingons. I don't mean to steal your thunder. I just don't know who it was, but whoever did, I would definitely cite you, and I just appreciate that. That's the best.
Yeah, I'm 100% about in-text citation. If you want to claim that, you go ahead and please tell us.
I can't remember where I saw it.
Come on, that's good stuff.
I think I saw it in our chat, so I don't know who that person got it or what have you. But anyway, continue with Wagner. Just how slow is Voyager going? They're still in Kazon space after all this time, and still within range of Kazons they have encountered before.
Yeah.
Getting home does not appear to be. Yeah, they're going in circles. Why do they keep singing? Why do they keep seeing the same damn Kmart Kazon and what's her face? Why is what's her name? The traitor, Seska. How does she she's just around? Like, wait a minute, aren't you guys going in circles or something? What in the holy hell?
Shouldn't you guys go and look for water?
Hey, Paris, I thought you were a good helmsman.
Go look for water.
What in the hell? That's very good, Gwag. Good stuff, buddy.
Love Gwag.
All right. Note to the writers: don't bring up a better Star Trek story. Listen, writers, don't bring up a better Star Trek story. It just makes me want to watch that instead. Also, Neelix is crap. Yeah, buddy. Wag, you said it, buddy.
Love you.
I mean, almost
draw that man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man.
So let's see here. JT Kirk. JT Kirk says the writers, he gives it a C. He says the writers attempted to TNG. complete with the Patty Stew School of Captain by Committee.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Netflix. Netflix. Oh, God. Netflix should defend the Kazon against the ambush and meet his end. The Trabe have lazy makeup design. Yeah. So true. I think he said that one. Let's see here. All right, the great Eric K says a C minus. She will join. She will join with terrorists if needed. Okay, I think I know what you mean. Like Janeway will join with terrorists. Those must be the weakest guns in history of Star Trek on that ship. I'm surprised it broke. Surprised it broke the weekend. A phase rifle would have exploded. Let's see here. Top floor of the building, at least. How do the Kazon pose any threat? Oh, because he means pose any threat at all. How large a territory does not Kazon have? Have you been going in circles? I think they've been going in circles. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guess who just showed up?
Who?
Crease. Everybody, please say good evening to Crease.
Hey,
nice
Crease.
to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The great enigmatic dropper says a D plus. Janeway. Starfleet's policy is to engage with other species. Oh, I can't do it. Engage with other species. Excuse me. To engage with another species on the basis of trust until proven otherwise. Unless you're a Prowler or Kravik robots. Well, for that lot, we use shotgun diplomacy. Wow, there you go.
Cowboy diplomacy.
And whenever our poorly thought through diplomatic tactics inevitably fail, rather than learn from those experiences, we lurch into our next diplomatic failure. Mm-hmm, yep. Voyager would have been destroyed numerous times if it weren't for the stupidity of the antagonist in this show. Voyager doesn't need its shield. It has impervious plot armor. Wow, well said. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Oh, Edie. Oh, this is good stuff.
Nicely said, sir. Fiona, the princess, says, do the writers even understand the premise of their own show? Voyager should be traveling in one direction at maximum safe speed at all times possible. How did Seska even catch up to them? That's what, every time they meet somebody like that they've met a million times, I'm like, where are you going? You guys can't, like Kirk said, I don't think these kids could steer.
So bad.
They should be out of Kmart Klingon territory in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
If it is like the Alpha Quadrant, yeah. So why do you want a freaking alliance with them?
Give us the Trabe.
So
Make the next area filled with Trabe and
So
make them
dumb.
duplicitous. Make them so that, we fall in love with them and then we find out that, they're actually out to get us. Like,
An alliance only makes sense if you're staying somewhere.
yes.
The idea of making alliances is like a hitchhiker buying houses along the route. Nonsense. Yes. Thank you, Fiona. Absolutely. It's like I yell at the TV, so they're like, this episode had me screaming. I'm like, wait a minute. Are we staying now? We're not going home? What the frack? You like the Delta Quadrant now?
Are we there yet?
Yeah, are we there yet? Are you crazy? Why are you going to alliance? I don't understand. It's like that's everyone's saying it the best. Did they not know their own show?
What in the name of heaven is this?
Remember that great bit in Galaxy Quest when what's his name admonishes the others? Hey, you guys ever watch the show?
It's so true.
Every episode requires us to ignore so much of the established lore. They aren't writing for the show. They're cramming stories they want to tell into a framework where it does not fit.
And that is a very, very good point.
Nicely said.
Well said. Well said.
Well said, Fiona. And then They write as if the Voyager was flying in circles with a mentally disabled captain and a crew of children, not even well-behaved ones. Rated R for rhymes with he started. Ooh.
Oh,
Right. There you go. Tobor the robot says F. No robots, no interest. That's a fair cop. You stick by that policy, buddy.
we are so sorry, Tobor.
Hey, if there's no robot, why even bother? I think I'm on your side for now. Okay, so Jill says D plus. Tuvok trying to parallel this to the Klingons was a poor effort. While sometimes dramatic, the Klingon Empire large sticks together large sticks together. Largely sticks together. That means isn't tribal and in a general nature, despite having houses. The Kazon are weird, goofy children with no possibility of camaraderie, even amongst themselves. Just recently, they wanted to murder a child of their own tribe just because he didn't stack up. That's right. That's true.
That's weird.
That's true, Joe. The likelihood
that was borrowed from Jono, and I liked it better when it was Jono.
What?
That when they were going to kill that kid.
Right.
When Aaron Eisenberg came in on that episode. That's the Jonah episode from TNG, and
yeah.
It's
of course.
Yeah.
True. The likelihood of subterfuge and deceit is completely assured with the Kazon, no matter the benefit Voyager offers as a defensive force. So it didn't surprise me that their enemies are no better. Raymond Feliciano says F for forgettable. Tired of the Kazons. Can we please move on to the real threats? Please. I'm with. I wish we could. I'm on it, buddy. I'm trying.
You can actually hear poor Raymond's voice there. Please. Poor Raymond.
Joseph Dredd, the judge buddy, says D. Voyager Jerry Springer edition. Who is the real father? Insane way. I'll destroy this ship before I give any part of this ship. Ahab much. Seska says that Nystrom Maj is the father of her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that will play itself out later.
It says one of two. I don't see a second one there, Joe. Don't see a second one, Joe Bo, but
what's the time on that? A couple of them are getting unstarred, and I don't understand how.
10:46 or 9:46 to you, baby. But
try this.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Neelix negotiates the Kazon meeting at a Kazon strip club. The Trabe gunship was about as effective as Order 66. That's a good one. If you know what's going on with Star Wars of late, that's a really good one. Oh, God.
And you received a gift from Eric.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Appreciate that, buddy. So sorry I need to type and not talk my reviews. Do whatever you want, bro. You're here. That's all that matters, man. Hope you're doing great.
Yeah, Bubba Doom, I agree. The Jono episode wasn't good either, but when you take something and you rip off the idea entirely and you do it worse.
saying something. Lisa says C. How did the man of the quadrant, Neelix, not know the Kazon history with the Trabe?
Yeah, it's the first thing that screams you in the face when you turn it on. You're like, what? And then they try and explain it away, but the explanation is so, what's the saying? Piss poor? That it makes you roll your eyes. Like that's the eye rolling moment. You're like, what? Shut up. Anyway.
Should the Federation disrupt balance of power by power was with the Kazon? Should the Federation disrupt balance of power by siding with the Trabe? Prime directive? I don't know. There we go.
You good?
Simply Steve. What?
Just making sure you're okay.
Simply Steve says D rating, alt title. Alliances suck. Dangway wants to learn new things. Seska and Chipotle sitting on a settee. KSING. Another plot rehash. ST 6. Kiddermer assassination attempt. Kazan's boring.
I really like Kmart
I'm-
Klingons. I mean, that just
Yeah.
works for me. It looks like they have a
Absolutely.
coral reef on their head. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Max
Imagine how
Redstone.
poor Scuba Pete feels every time he has to look at the Kazon heads. He must be thinking, where are the fish? Where are the clownfish? Oh, they're everywhere.
We'll have to ask him. Max Redstone says D-. Taking diplomatic advice from the Maquis, what could go wrong? If Strainway really wanted better security for Voyager, she'd let the Trabe plan go on. Ugh, this was like Star Trek mixed with Gilligan's Island. Damn you, Neelix. Damn you to hell. You're worse than Wesley. Janeway, he is worse than Wesley. Janeway took you back to the field of space waste where she fell. Because it's really, he is worse than Wesley because he's everything he's Wesley. What was annoying about Wesley was just that he was saving the ship and doing shit he shouldn't be doing. Neelix kills every scene he's in because he's so freaking annoying.
Yeah, and he's also a horrible actor. Horrible actor.
Well, he sucks. Phantom SSD, the attempt to make allies was fine. Again, I don't think it was, Fanny, because I think they were trying to get out of there, but they're stopping. The whole stopping thing aggravates me, but I hear you. However, after the attempted deletion, why would they not turn the murderer over to the discount Klingons? I really, they hand him over. It shows that Voyager was sincere in wanting. It should have been more on a non-aggression safe passage agreement. Handing over the murderer, or the meeting murderer, would have gone a long way to that. In 22, David Carradine, I seek water. Okay.
Greg says Neelix versus Wesley in the battle to the death of the crap characters.
I'd watch that. D says
off to Cestus 3 they go. Put him on that asteroid.
Shooter says D. Says the Kazon again. Isn't Voyager making a straight line to the Alpha Quad? Apparently not.
Yeah. Like,
shouldn't they be outpacing the Kazon? Giving Voyager is supposed to be fast. Granted, they have to stop sometimes, but no. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Simply the idea just said Janeway is now long way.
Whoa. Yeah, good one. Well done, Steve. Nice.
Oh God, so good.
Perfect. The idea of aligning with Delta Quadrant powers is a good one, but surely Neelix, it's a good one if you're staying. Yeah, but surely Neelix could suggest some other races that may be more palatable to deal with. Indeed, good point. Not great. Insane ways choices poorly. Insane choices poorly throughout, and a predictable ending. The reinforces sticking with Federation principles that Insane Way cannot think outside of. Thank you, Shooter. Mark D with the C with the final review of this episode. The Chief Engineer, thank you. He says C-. I'd like to play Janeway in Risk or Diplomacy. She'd be really easy to beat. The worst part is that the writers don't know they're making her look bad by having her plan failed. Sorry, buddy. They could have had her stop the assassination plot to forge an alliance with the Kmart Klingons, but no.
Yeah, there's no imagination here.
They have her fail all around and recite platitudes at the end and try to keep an angry crew happy.
Yeah, and that's the key here is I gave it a D, but I probably should have given it an F because in every scene, people are so rabidly insubordinate that they would be taken away by MPs. There's no way you can talk to a superior officer like that, and also like so discord, like so mutiny. Like it's not, you don't just interrupt the captain when the captain's talking and just say your ideas are crap. Where when are you going to get your crap together? And everyone talks to her like that in every scene.
Nobody respects her. Victor Fontaine says, well, the many faces of Janeway, Bangway, Insaneway, Strainway, Loungway, Stink Eyeway. How many more will we have by season 7? You never know, buddy.
I know that wasn't a review, but I love Vic.
Well done, sir. Well, all right. Let's face it, the big kahuna's here. Who's ready for the big tamale? Who's ready? I don't think the universe is ready for this, to be honest.
What in the name of heaven is this?
Okay, folks. Next up, I think you all know what it is. Do they know? Well,
Threshold.
you sure?
Season 2, episode 15, prod code
sure?
132.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, you asked for it.
Threshold is season 2, episode 15, prod code 132. It first aired on January 29th, 1996.
Threshold time.
I just don't know if I can do this. Captain, will you steady me?
Will you like something to make you feel better? I think we should do something to help you out.
What?
All right, this is
Malachi just walked through the door, boss.
Mark's got to tell me where he put it, but here we go.
Malachi. Everyone wave hello to Malachi. Malachi, thank you for joining us.
Okay, you ready? Something to help you out, steady your nerves a little bit.
Oh my God, Clobby.
Are you ready? You okay? You ready? Here we go. Okay.
Ew. Ew.
I don't know how I'm going to enter this into the log.
Ew.
I look forward to reading it.
Oh my God. I can't even breathe. Marty with the sea. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Oh, God.
I can't even. I need a second.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
Mark D with the C.
That's evil. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh my God, I love you, Mark D with the C. I'm so happy you're our chief engineer. Oh God. Oh, I'm actually crying. Oh, Eric just sent you a gift, boss.
I'm trying to. Okay, hang on a second. All right, sorry, I was writing something down. All right. Okay. What was that all about? Oh, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Eric K. Unlike Raquel and Clobby, this is no A for me. No, it's an A for. Don't be ridiculous. It's an A for everybody. Don't give me that kind of gobbledygook.
Oh God.
Well, no, we love it. Look. All right. So let's get back to where were we?
Okay. Wikipedia. I'll be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia. That means that I haven't pre-read it. And the writing is usually really, really, shall we say, piss poor. And sometimes it's inaccurate, but it's a good place for us to start because it refreshes the memory. Let's go.
Everyone, you have the great Mark D with us here, the chief engineer. If you want to lay accolades on him for that marvelous work, please, everyone, give him your congrats because he did a great job. Yeah. Hey, Mazer.
Maze is here. Quick hello, what a weekend. I'll stop in longer soon. Hello, chat. Hello, Clubby. Hi, Raquel. A wonderful
Hey.
night to you all. Hey, sweetheart. Good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping in. Everybody say hello to my buddy Mazarus.
Good to see you, man.
Cool. Yeah, he's a guitar player that I know. He's a cool guy.
Indeed. Well, great to see you. Indeed.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. The greatest episode of Star Trek all time. Right here we go.
Okay, let's do it. Voyager's crew discovers a rare, more stable form of dilithium. We'll get to that later. And Bubba Doom just sent you a gift.
Oh, Bubba Doom, thank you so much, my friend. You don't judge their love. Okay. Gary K, don't judge their love. Wow. Thank you, buddy.
That they conjecture could power a warp drive beyond warp 10. Oh, God. It's like two dumb things in one sentence.
At least two.
Well, I will get to my complaints about that later, because both of those things are so stupid. This would allow a Voyager to reach the Alpha Quadrant nearly instantaneously. Although simulations proved disastrous, Lieutenant Paris comes up with an idea of an off-the-cuff discussion from an off-the-cuff discussion with Neelix. Oh my God. This show's so dumb, I can't even handle it. The next simulation is successful, and the shuttlecraft dubbed the Cochrane is prepared for test flight. The doctor identifies a rare medical condition in Lieutenant Paris, indicating there is a 2% chance that he will suffer lethal effects from a test flight, and recommends assigning Ensign Kim as a test pilot. A nothing burger that was not even related to the story at all. Paris convinces Captain Janeway to allow him to fly the shuttle despite the small risk. Paris successfully breaks warp 10 in the Cochrane, rapidly disappearing from Voyager's sensors. Yes, I miss Leonard Nimoy. The crew begins to try to track the shuttle, but soon the Cochrane reappears, Paris unconscious at the controls. Once awake, Paris explains that he has seen everything at every point in space. And the shuttle's database similarly contains a massive amount of information about the Delta Quadrant. However, Paris starts to suffer allergic reactions. Yeah, to water, and then he becomes a salamander. And he is raced to the sick bay, where the doctor determines that Paris is now allergic to water. Paris's body soon changes again and no longer can process oxygen, forcing the doctor to create a special environment that Paris can exist in. As Paris's body continues its strange transformations, ripped off totally from the Fly. That's not in there. Let me just adding. The doctor hypothesizes that he is becoming a new life form before the doctor can use an anti-proton treatment to return Paris to his human form. Paris escapes, disrupts Voyager's internal systems, kidnaps Janeway on the Cochrane. As Voyager follows the shuttle's trail, they come to a planet covered in swamps. The doctor explains that mutations in Paris's DNA are consistent with those of evolution. Near the shuttle, they discover two amphibious beings with trace DNA of Paris and Janeway. Paris and Janeway have both turned into giant salamander-like creatures. They've mated and they have 3 babies. Oh God, it's so bad. Oh, Tuvok and Chakotay recover the transformed Janeway and Paris, still in their amphibious forms, leaving behind their salamander offspring. Why did they leave the kids behind? And this same episode is celebrated by the filth people. They love this episode.
Do they?
But they leave the babies behind. But what's so funny is then they cry for Tuvok. They're like, Bangway, she killed Tuvix. She killed Tuvix, but she also left 3 children behind on a planet. And don't tell me it's because she's a salamander, okay? Don't even go there with me, because they say that after you go salamander, there's no going back.
Monkey
because
Jesus.
They barely have any human DNA left. What are you talking about? Anyways, Tuvok to recover the transformed Janeway and Paris, still in amphibious form, leaving behind their salamander offspring, and the Doctor returns the two of them to their human form. They're back on duty in like duty. Eric,
In 5 minutes.
They're back on duty in 5 minutes. Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
Brandon Braga.
What heaven is this? He's dead, John.
This is Brandon Braga through and through, folks. This is the Brandon man. Brandon Braga. I don't know who. If someone could pull up the actual writing credits. I don't care who they put the name on it. This is Brandon.
Oh yeah, this is Brandon Braga.
Brandon Body Horror Braga.
Yep, a guy named Michael DeLuca wrote the story. So it's a short story, and it was converted into a teleplay by Brandon Braga.
This dude loves his stupid ass. There's a lot of I know people like the. Listen, I want to be fair to this episode in its idiocy, because even before we get to find out the lovely information about this, the salamanders, that kills me. There's this goddamn scene where Paris dies in sickbay. Dies. Nobody's there but the Doctor. I mean, they're not. It's not like the ship's under full scale attack. Hello, your old toys.
Hey, your old toys, welcome.
And Monkey Jeebus.
Monkey Jeebus.
Good to see you. Nobody. Where is everybody? He dies. And he just dies. Yeah, he's dead. No biggie. We'll tell your friends, baby.
Do you remember like 3 years ago when we first met? And people were saying that Brandon Braga is like this brilliant, like flawless author. What?
Well, so there's a scene that's really creepy. Like he dies, and the Doctor's like, "Oh well, Mr. Paris is dead. That's no problem."
Yeah, right.
And then they cut to a commercial. They come back, and they're acting like nobody knows he's dead. Like there's never a scene. First of all, where the hell is Janeway?
Bangway should be right there.
Bangway's on the holodeck banging her holodeck bangers. What the crap? I mean, I'm just talking about common sense and logic. The Doctor's not there with a creep. Nobody's there. Not even Cass. Not even Super Cass.
Not even Super Cass.
Not even Super Cass is there to save the day. Isn't that crazy? So I just thought that scene kind of stuck out to me. I'm like, wait a minute. He's dead. No one's not even throwing a party. There's like, yeah, well, and of course he's yelling at his last words were Braga.
So bad.
Oh,
it's
God,
so bad. It's just so bad. This is not science fiction. This is not science fantasy.
Science fiction.
This is science dirty diaper.
Science fiction is what it is. Okay. Yeah. So where were we? Salamanders? No, we already did that. You want to do notes? Go and
yeah. Breaking warp 10 is no accomplishment. Shut up, you fools. Did
15.
These people skip over TOS and TNG?
Warp
TOS.
15?
They very clearly break warp 10. TNG. They very clearly break warp 10. Another thing is I thought Voyager was energy deprived. Why have we suddenly taken on the project of going to warp 10 when we have no energy? Grandma has to stop for gas at Texaco. Can I get some licorice? I have to go to the bathroom. I just can't with this episode. It is too dumb to even warrant any type of discussion. I want everyone in the chat to know that I hate Neelix. I also hate these people because of their warped sense of understanding of TOS. Because they declare that B'Elanna declares that she has identified a new type of dilithium, or maybe that's Paris, I forget. But I really don't care.
B'Elanna, yeah.
Because if they identified a new type of dilithium, imagine what Scotty would have done with it. Because I wrote here in my notes. So they found a new dilithium. This is great. So they are good for 5 years then, because the Enterprise used dilithium, and it was a 5-year mission. Dilithium powered. So throw away your weird Nero gel packs and all your other weird crap, and just throw some dilithium into the chamber, and let's go home. So that's what Scotty would have done. So this fails the Scotty test. Also, we get to relive the fly. This is the fly, but instead it's transwarp drive, not teleportation. But this is a complete ripoff of the story, The Fly. Especially the part where he rips out his tongue. And what's really stupid is that Paris can still talk and even pronounces multiple L's, which you can't do without your tongue. And then what's worse is that they film him and you can clearly see his tongue bouncing up and down in his mouth. It's just weird. It's not that Tom and the captain transformed. It's that they had kids and fully recovered. Why not leave everyone in their habitat? And I like to say that because the weird filth people always talk about the Tuvix thing. They leave the Tuvix thing aside. You have no argument there. You're making a fool out of yourself. But what I want to know is how that this is okay. The cringy conversations are just beyond description. And I will say that this is in the top 5 of the worst Star Trek ever created. Yes, folks, there are 735 iterations of Star Trek. And this one is so god awful. It is so
He's dead, Jim.
that it is in the top 5 of the worst things ever produced by Star Trek people. These people who did all this weird crap after Gene passed away.
What in the name of heaven is this?
This crap. This brain and brain. What is brain? It's an F. I have to give this an F. This is just complete and utter shite. There's nothing redeemable here. You would have to be, I don't know, like you would have to give yourself a frontal lobotomy with a melon baller out your left eye socket to be engaged with this and think, yeah, this is good. I mean, this is an F, and I could take 3 hours explaining why it is complete and utter mindless driveling crap. And now I have to settle down because I worry about my blood pressure.
Yes, it's blood pressure problems there, sir. Trying to find, well, I can't, Mark, if you could find that for me, I can't, dude, so I appreciate that. But while we're waiting.
Ew. Ew.
I don't know how I'm going to enter this into the log.
Ew.
I look forward to reading it.
I gotta have a copy of that. Like, I gotta have a copy of that. I hope he's put that up on his YouTube. Boss Man, I just wanted you to know that our friend Kitty Bear has returned to hang out with us. So everyone say hello to Kitty Bear. Kitty Bear, it's nice to see you again. And Malachi has sent you a gift. Really, really kind. Thank you so much, Malachi. Boss will get to that right away.
Hey, Kitty Bear, welcome. And thank you so much, Malachi. Let's see. It says, I'm surprised. I thought this was greatest episode in Star Trek TV history. Fish lips, Janeway, and Paris swimming in swamp. Great per Janeway. Yes. Well, maybe it is. You might be right. You may be on something. Mark, I don't know if you could just, I'm not so sure which one you're referring to, dude.
Sandra would like count.
I have no idea what they just said.
Oh, where was that one? Where is that one?
That's funny. He's off. Mark, you have your mic off, hon.
Oh. Where is that one?
I was just going to sneak in the background and play it. I had to add it because I did some bad engineering. So
you did not. You're fabulous. You're a freaking rock star. We love you.
I didn't see that one.
No, I just added it. I thought I had put it in, but I just
Oh,
added it.
okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
because that's
that.
when Neelix is, solves all the problems for the transwarp drive, thankfully.
Oh
So
my god.
Yes.
without Neelix, we wouldn't have had the Lizard Janeway.
So gross.
Oh, jeez. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It was really
Yeah.
fun. Everyone loved it. Oh man, oh
All-time
man.
greatest episodes ever, and I couldn't find my Tom Paris mutated lizard action figure. I have it somewhere in the attic. But,
Dang it.
with his lizard babies, but I hope someone out there has that action figure because it's
Well,
just it doesn't get better than that.
Since it's a special occasion, and you gave us that, I will first get number one's rating. Did you rate it yet? Number one?
Yeah, I gave it an F. I wish I could actually give it a lower score than an F.
I give F minus. I give it.
Yeah, it actually doesn't even deserve a rating. It's definitely in the top 5 worst Star Trek ever created in the history of Star Trek.
Everyone, hang on to your reviews for just 1 second. I'll ask the chief engineer. What do you give it?
I give it an F also. I mean, I think I like the premise of trying to break warp 10 or go fast, the Chuck Yeager, pilot aspect of it, but just goes totally off the rails and gives us lizard babies that get left behind. They leave the babies behind that are actually human DNA in there. They're
offspring made with
offspring
human
babies.
DNA.
They just leaves and they're babies. He leaves on the planet like they can survive. I mean, how stupid are the writers?
And what's worse is that they're not even indigenous to that, so they could be an invasive species that could decimate the entire planet, destroy the flora and fauna of the entire planet by being an invasive species. This is how you know that that's why I said earlier, this is not a science fiction. This isn't even science fantasy. This is science poo.
Or they could have gotten eaten within the next half hour by another big lizard out there in the swamp.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the fact remains,
either way,
the fact
it's
remains,
a disaster.
Bangway had sex with Paris. They had 3 babies made with human DNA altered, and they were all in the same level of salamander. They have the DNA of human beings. They are an invasive species on a planet, and they are their parents, and they left them there on the planet. And people,
did they have any intelligence? Did they were supposed to be evolved creatures, and then and they had no intelligence either. That they're just wallowing in the muck
language,
there?
nothing. I know.
What's going on?
They de-evolved, and that was supposed to be our next evolution. And then what's worse is since 1996, people have been complaining about the Tuvix thing, but they say nothing about this. It's like the filth people. What you have to do with the filth people is you have to put them inside of the agony booth, and you have to Ron Popeil
give them clam pizza.
You set it and forget it. So you just put them in the agony booth, and then you Ron Popeil it.
Hey, Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra Beacom. Hey, sweetheart. Oh, she's listening while she's driving home.
Good to see you out there.
Drive carefully.
All right,
I remember. I just want to say real quick. I remember watching this live when it first came out, and a lot of Voyager I did like and do like, but I'm like, what the hell just happened? Did I really just see that?
Yeah.
I had, sat down in front of the TV with my pizza or whatever. I'm watching this. Like, they just turned them into mutant lizard creatures, and then they gave them mutant lizard babies, and they left them on the planet to die or do whatever. Oh, God.
And they were made out of human DNA. And they were an invasive species, not indigenous to the planet, and could have decimated the flora and fauna of the planet. So this is the prime directive. And we're to buy that they are completely, quote unquote, de-evolved, but it should actually be re-evolved within 5 minutes. And Janeway's bun looks terrific.
Yeah, then they make a joke. Oh, I thought about having children, but I must say I never considered having them with you. It's Paris. And then they laughed it off, and it just I feel the actors must have been dying during that episode. Oh God!
Oh my goodness! Well, let's go ahead and get this moving because we got another episode.
Yep.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Mark. You want to see the chief engineer?
Michael Beacom is driving.
Michael Beacom, both hands on the wheel, young man. So thanks, Mark. You can hang in here if you want. Whatever.
You want me to hang, or I can leave? Or
entirely up to you, man.
We gotta stay here.
All right, I'll stay for. I'm in now. I guess I'll stay.
You're in. What the hell?
I mean, you're in, and we're almost done.
Yeah.
So, Everyone, I give it an F minus. So go ahead with your reviews, my friends, and I will bring us some Max Roadstrode Entertainment. We got a double feature of that because we have. Let me see. I think we have two. It was so special. Meeting threshold. He has two threshold limits. I think. Yeah, all right. All right. Then, so number one, we'll star your reviews. Here we go. Threshold by Max Threshold. Oh, the pain in my mental ass. Wow. To figure a way to give this story a pass. The whole episode is in the crapper. Tom Paris becomes an amphibian kidnapper. All because of a little dilithium racing gas. That is top notch. Well done, Max. Thank you, buddy. And we got one more. A bonus, folks, from Threshold, I believe. Tom Eugene Paris, jiggity jig, thought he was fast in his transwarp rig. His skin turned to scale. He kidnapped the captain and bailed. And all this time, you thought Tom was only a pig. Whoa! Nice. Well done, buddy. Top notch. Great stuff there. Claude Salling, hey there. Everyone, big shout out, big hand to Mark, to Max Redstone. I'll get the names right one day. Well done, Max. Claude Salling and K Dog Broadcasting.
Yes.
Hey there.
Good evening, Claude, and good evening, K Dog.
Woof, woof. Let's see. K Dog, good to see you. All right. Man, I'm not fast tonight. Writing down stuff. Going fast here. All right. Nice. All right, it's garbage. Okay, so where were we? Where are we? Make sure we got all these. Okay, we got a lot of them. Yeah, I think people have something to say about these. First of all, thank you, Malachi. Again for the super chat. Appreciate you. Parker Luck says F minus. That's pretty much mine, yeah. As well. Threshold is way better than the Incredible Hulk episode, the first two-parter. Just kidding. The first is A+. Incredible Hulk episode. The first two-parter. Just kidding. Yeah, that was a pretty good show. Yeah. Interesting thing to bring up there. Thank you, Parker. Bubba Doom says F. This isn't let he who is without sin bad, but oh boy, we're going to evolve into salamanders. Isn't that backward? Moreover, they just leave the kids probably for the best. Neelix would have cooked them. Yeah, probably. Warp. Let's see. Okay, Max Redstone. Warp F minus. How the hell were Tuvok and Chakotay able to locate Salamander Janeway and Salamander Paris so precisely and promptly? Yet the young'uns can't be found. Damn you to hell, Neelix. Yeah, I guess they did cook them.
Horrible writing. Horrible writing.
Incredibly horrible. JT Kurt says greatness 1 out of 10. Toxicity 9 out of 9. 9.9 out of 10 rather. A warp 10 isn't a barrier with Enterprise D's alternate future model achieving warp 14. Netflix is not Netflix. I don't think he does that. Smart enough to be a warp theorist, and that's no parchment. Wow.
Yeah, he has no parchment. A complete nincompoop. And boss, when you're finished with JT Cook, just so you know, you received a gift from Bubba Doom.
I'll be right on that. Thank you. Occupying every point of the universe simultaneously is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Sounds like the infinite improbability drive. They were watching Douglas Adams. They were watching Hitchhiker's Guide, and it just said, steal it. They won't know what we're talking about.
Imagine how wonderful it would have been if that were true. And imagine how Paris could have harnessed that information to get them home. He knew he basically became an omnipotent being at that point, knowing and seeing all that that exists in the universe. I'm pretty sure he could have figured out how they would get home.
Yep. You know, he probably would have met up with that dude that creeps Wesley out all the time. The traveler.
The traveler?
Yeah, you can met the traveler. Yeah.
Where's
Oh,
the traveler when you need
traveler.
him?
Yeah.
Occupying every point in the universe simultaneously is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It was kind of funny when Douglas Adams did it, but this is crap. Yeah, a Class 2 Type 9 shuttlecraft can go from warp 4 to warp 10 with just different dilithium. Yeah, I guess so. Let me find your other one, dude. They're all scattered around here. Looks like. All right, scattered. Okay. Use an automated flight path or a hologram, not a living pilot. Is it really that hard to do in 2372? Look on Picardo's face and statement, "It's a miracle he's still alive," is priceless. Yeah.
He's not dead, Jim.
It's not dead, Jim. An allergy to water is simply clobboni. Clobboni, a chloride. Well, since you asked so nicely.
Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Cass? Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass.
And you asked for it. Acid chloride isn't real. Acid chloride, whatever, is liquid at room temperature. While acid declavable, whatever, I'm not going to pronounce these silly words. I'm too busy. It takes 3 hours. Or phosphogene, JT, look, the Lions won this week, so but take it easy on you. Was used as poison gas in WW1. What's wrong with our stupid streamers? There we go. Okay. All right. There's not enough time for Lizard Bangway and Lieutenant Marcel to copulate and spawn offspring. Leaving an invasive species behind seems wrong. The doctor can turn someone from lizard to human. Look, I just work here. Who knows? I don't know any of it. I know nothing.
Absurd.
I know nothing. Raymond Feliciano. Raymond says, A+++. This is my favorite episode. You're all full of crap. This episode is brilliant and wonderful, and I love it. Oh, sorry. That was the Bizarro Raymond. Sorry, Raymond.
Raymond's going to shin kick you, boss.
Raymond says, F. One more F, and we got Fantastic Four, buddy. What's wrong with you? Right, but I'm with you there. Should I say it again? Did the Geico Gecko write and direct this? Probably would have been better if he did. This concept was disgusting. Rev up that Clobboni. That what now? Oh, what? Well, you're worth it, buddy.
Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Cass? Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Raymond. And yep, I'm with you. Enigmatic drop bear says, yeah. In this Cronenberg wannabe installment, Braga body horror postulates the devolution of the human species through utterly ridiculous circumstances. The writing was on the fourth wall. Was on the fourth wall when Braga's banter, asserted he had something to offer. No, Mr. Braga, he didn't. And in this story, neither do you. Oh, sorry.
That is correct.
I'm not going to speak for you. Thank you, ED. Appreciate that. Some gwag time, folks. Wagner says F-. This is all. This is all that is wrong with Voyager's first 2 seasons distilled into one horrendous episode. How did this get made? Oh, there's a question. Look, the Great Vegetable Rebellion got made, but if you get that reference, man, you're old.
You're not lost.
Yeah, you would be. There you go. I knew you'd get it. You would have thought someone would have spoken out about how crap this episode was at some stage during the creation. It makes me wonder. Sometimes, by the way, along those lines, Wagner, like the people who showed up everywhere day to work on this episode, say people who weren't quite calling the shots, but they were there to know what story was getting made, and they saw the dailies, and they eventually saw the completed episode, like in the film room, the Eddie World. It made me kind of wonder, like, hey, you know what episode's airing this week? They're on the set. What? Threshold's going this week. Whoa, no. They probably all got together, and got a bunch of beers and some pizzas and shit, and all said, that was so stupid. That was the one with all the months when they turned into salamanders and shit. We got to watch that. They all knew it, They probably had a party. We're laughing like, oh shit, that was bad.
This is the same old story with Brandon Braga. He loves let's change them into creatures.
That's right. Yeah.
How many times he's a one note singer? He just walks in the room, sings one note, and leaves, and it's a sour note.
I mean, the makeup effects are good. That's about it. I mean, other than that,
that's because those guys are just doing their job. Yeah, I mean,
they're just doing their job. Yeah.
Let's see, Wag.
Emperor's NM. Do not talk about pizza. I'm not allowed to have pizza anymore.
No more pizza, sorry.
I love pizza, and you are not allowed to bring up pizza. Damn it, Mark.
Sorry about that.
I'll make you clam pizza so you won't want to eat
pizza.
it.
I'm agreeing. I want a pizza, so cut it out. The Neelix scenes were written as a gag, and they were very effective. I was gagging through the entire thing. Neelix is an imbecile, no matter what Tom says. What Tom?
This is gold here. Gwag's got gold. Gwag done struck gold, folks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The science in this episode is laughable. It should have been called "I Was a Salamander from Outer Space." That would have pretty much,
yeah.
And played in a 50s drive-in. Although in a 1950s B movie would have been better written. True that.
Would have been stellar. I would have enjoyed that immensely.
At least they're being honest, right? When it's about a salamander. The only thing that could have made it worse would have been an appearance by Super Cats or making Harry Kim the focus of the episode. Oh, yes, right. Instead of Tom, because he hates Harry Kim. So, Are you saying that you would have been okay with Super Cats?
So good, Gwag. I can't believe you made that. I love it.
That, by the way, everyone, all shout out to the great Wagner for this wonderful work, Supercast, and this. These cool, fun picks, all courtesy. Were there any other ones in there by him?
No, he sent these to me, and I just love them both. They're very tidy. They're great edits, and they're just so much fun. They're very creative. God. They're just beautiful. He did such a great job.
Playmates needs the shit kicked out of him. Why would you do this?
Oh yeah, I'd love this figure. Yeah, so this is so awesome. And then they had the babies. They did the abandoned babies.
Why in the hell would you do this? Playmates, you freaking morons, man. Yeah, God damn, man.
But that's a genuine collector's item. Gotta get Paris to sign that. Yeah, Jill thought I was joking. No. I'm pretty sure I have that figure somewhere.
Jill, he seldom jokes about things like that. And everyone, I just want to let you know that Michael and Cassandra Beacom have made it home safely, and now they are listening to us at home, maybe on the TV.
Indeedishness. Well, let's see here. We have next. Wait a minute. I had him. Admiral Teague says C+. Story is completely unaware of itself, a spectacular failure, but still hilarious. Find it charming and amusing in its failure. Hilariously dumb. I love it. Shades of the X-Files. Well, that's the highest rating we'll ever see. That I dare say. I could be wrong. So hats off to you, sir, for giving it probably the highest rating it's ever. God.
Inaccurate. Data in error.
Oh, Jill.
What in the name of heaven is this?
That's perfect.
Well, no, man. Jill says Z minus. Yeah, right here. What type of backwards logic is it to assume that the evolution of humanity is back to reptiles? Don't worry about abandoning new life. Any episode where Neelix is called a genius is a suspect. Too true.
Jilly.
Too true. Yes. When you want to rip off Douglas Adams and probability drive, Star Trek isn't the place for it. Yeah, was I the only one thinking about Douglas Adams watching that one? Yeah.
Dadman and the Dadman clan are here. Everyone, say hello to
Hey!
Dadman
Dadman
clan.
and Mrs.
What's up, Dad Man? Good to see you there, buddy. All right. Well, always great to have Dad Man pop in. And hello to the Dad Man clan. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. TOS, TNG, and TNG already went faster than Warp 9 without any such infinite speed. Yeah. FFS. Yes. Beyond absurd. Yes. Indeedishness. Even simple dialogue from the Doctor is off. I have some tests. I'd like to run on your Majesty before I realize we'll release you back into the realm of ordinary humans. Oh, yeah. This incredible waste of time pads itself with insipid, self-pitying dialogue from Tom Paris, who has to briefly die to give us some respite, only to a scene that is even worse. True that. Oh, I think that was it. That was the last of that one. I think that was the last. Oh no, I have one more, Jill. Sorry, sorry, shoot over right there. I have two more, Jill. Sorry, Jill. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sure someone made the Time Lord joke already. How can he perceive everything, everywhere, all at once? That was the name of the movie too, right? My 4-year-old's review. Ugh, that man looks disgusting. That is a good review. Brandon Braga.
Baby Jilly.
Well, yes, indeed. Ridiculous. If the code has rewritten the original, then destroying it will destroy any chance of reverting. The logic doesn't follow. Thank you, Jill. They gave it the lowest rating of the night. You're the champion. Eric K. LeBron's Wrencher says F this episode. So we evolve to de-evolve. Warp 10 for many seconds, and they have them still on they still have them on sensors. Yeah. I thought it would be instant. I thought it would be instant that they were back to Earth. No, I guess not. So much bad, it makes my head hurt. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's really terrible.
And Bossman, when you're finished with Eric's reviews, I just want you to know that you received a very generous gift from Michael Beacom and Cassandra Beacom.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll be right there. Thank you, Michael. Several seconds at Warp 10, they would be in another galaxy. According to them, salamander babies, new dilithium crystals. Finally, they will have no power issues.
Yeah, right, Eric. Like, it's ridiculous. All you're thinking of is Scotty at that point. You're like, oh, okay, well, Scotty just needs a tiny bit of dilithium and we can go for 5 years.
Yep. It's crazy.
It's dumb.
Thank God the next episode, unless Bangway is stupid, they will use Warp 10 to get back to Earth and have the Doctor change them all back. Hurrah. Hooray. We are almost done on to Enterprise. Can't wait. Well, we got a long way to go for there, buddy, but I wish we were there. Bubba Doom, thank you for the super chat. But he says, I'm kit bashing a mini. I'm kit bashing a mini. It's a cowgirl wielding a cactus and a chicken as a weapon. What am I doing is less silly than that episode.
I love you, Bubba Doom. Bubba Doom.
Oh, Michael Beacom, thank you so much. You're too kind, buddy. I appreciate you. He says Isaac Asimov is quoted on the Inside Star Trek album as saying that when you write when you write science fiction and don't use science, you will make mistakes before you even begin. Threshold is the proof. Very well said. Thank you so much, buddy. Nicely said, sir. Let's see here. Ba, 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 ba. Shooter says F. Warp 10 is the achievable limit. Haven't there been previous episodes of movies that contradict this? Yes. That bitch survives. Granted, it's a bad episode, but they went like Warp 15 or something. Also, the Borg use transwarp all the time. In Trek 3, they talked about transwarp drive. So yes. Infinite acceleration. See, everywhere and all at once. Yeah. That's right out of Douglas Adams. Infinite improbability drive. It's a ripoff. So stupid. And not a good one. Nope, I don't buy it. If he was expected to be everywhere, then why the shock of when the shuttle disappeared? Because garbage writers. Oh, okay. What was I? Family. Okay. Paris regenerates into a Time Lord. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. I don't know how I clicked on that. I'm mistaken. No wonder. Okay, no, I messed myself up. Sorry. Everywhere all at once? Nope, and I don't buy it. If he was expected to be everywhere all at once, then why shock with this spirit? There we go. Yep. Let me get back to the track where I was. Paris regenerates into a new Time Lord. 2 hearts. Yep. Oh, look, that's a good. Hey, he did have that scene where he grew 2 hearts. I'm like, what is this, Doctor Who? Body horror, always fun for the whole family. Some good ideas here, but the writers missed the mark by a few kilometers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Humans evolved into a lesser species, and Bangway finally got some. Oh. Babies don't need parents. Robert Picardo is the only saving grace here. Usually, yeah.
He usually is.
Lisa says F. How does Janeway leave her babies behind? No compassion. Yet
Nope.
brings Neelix along for the ride. The kids could have stayed in the botany area with Kes. Best part was FX of Paris' head pulsating.
Well, and Lisa, this is a good point because they could have raised the kids and maybe not allowed them to fully transform into humans. So maybe they would be like more salamander-like. But imagine how awkward that would be for Tom and Bangway.
3 kids on the crew.
Yeah. And imagine them playing with little Wildman's kid. Oh my God. So bad.
Don't eat them.
So bad.
Fiona says, my only real comment is that the writing isn't much better on all of the other episodes. They just hide it better. The Warp 10 thing really gives me a headache.
Rob Altus just put in the chat, Mama, still let your babies grow up to be salamanders.
They're the ones.
Rob Altus, I'm going to rover you for that one.
They're the ones that define it as infinite speed. You can't break that. They should have made it something different if they wanted to keep doing that. More stable dilithium, typical Voyager Z. I hear you there.
So bad.
I hear you, Fiona. Thank you. Bad. Dave G. Sound says G for go away.
Right, Dave G. Sound.
Showing that Star Trek writers seem sexually or relationship challenged on the Love Boat.
Yeah.
They decided to blur the differences between interspecies relationships and bestiality. Yeah.
Weird.
Stuff. Empress in him says, at the beginning, they were under a time crunch to treat Paris, because there won't be any human DNA left. But they made a complete recovery after turning a whole lizard. Yes, just like that.
Ridiculous.
Just like
no
that.
maternity leave for
No
Janeway.
maternity leave, no gestation, instantly born.
Sandra Hammerslag says Star Trek Voyager, the movie, The Revenge of the Paris Janeway lizard babies.
Yeah, wouldn't they be eggs? At least let them be eggs.
I don't
But
know.
what's with the accelerated gestation? I mean, there are so many things wrong with this. You would have to sit down with like foolscap and just write it out point by point by point by point. You'd have to stop the show every, let's say, 30 seconds and just write down what's stupid about that particular
They call it
scene.
celerity-induced accelerated somatic mutation rate.
Shut up.
Simple Steve says, ugh, F minus. Rating, alt title, WTH is this. Paris and Janeway devolve to salamanders, then abandoned their Liz kids. Transwarp drive, Didn't Mr. Scott disrupt that for Captain Styles on the Excelsior? Yes, pretty much. Pretty much put it together.
Yeah, the more complicated they make the plumbing, the easier it is to.
The easier it is to stop up the drain.
That's right.
Here, Doctor. Souvenirs from one sergeant to another.
1, 2, 3.
R.M. Briggs and Clobbering Times, says Tetrick of the Apathy. The transformed officers look like the lake monsters in the 1963 Outer Limits episode Tourist Attraction. I haven't watched that in a while. I do love that show. So, great show. Way better than this dribble.
It actually reminded me of that Outer Limits episode where the guy was transforming, mutating, John Boy. I can't remember the name of it. One of the first ones.
I remember that one.
Yeah,
That's
much better. Much better. Yeah.
Victor Fontaine says, an awesome and incredible group here tonight for Saturday Night Star Trek. Thank you, Victor. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I know that's not a review, but I love Vic. Thanks, Vic.
Thank you, Vic. We appreciate you. Joe Dredd says 2 salamander babies out of 10. This app starts out with Super Neelix, who was an assistant to some engineer. Why couldn't they build an unmanned test vehicle to test it out? The writers of this episode,
Brandon Braga,
never heard of the space program. Douglas Adams already did the infinite it's not infinity, it's infinite, but yes, improbability drive in the heart of gold. Yes, great ship. This episode violates physics, science, chemistry, biology, and all. Hang on. Logical sense.
I said that in my notes. What the hell was that?
How does a salamander get an allergy to water? The collective IQ of the writer's room is about 0 Kelvin, and I am being generous. Thank you, Joseph Dredd. Here come the judge.
Here come the judge.
Laying the law on that one, brother. I am the law. Use the law. Simply Steve says, filth-worthy Voyager episode here. Yeah,
Agreed.
I guess so. Sean Carter says, what is wrong with you all? This is a solid A.
What?
The deep yet subtle sci-fi moments, the final payoff of the potent sexual tension between Janeway and Tom.
Sean's kidding. Sean is kidding.
And not to mention the perfect artistic way in which the writers confirm that Tom and Kate played I, the helmsman.
Oh, God.
Sigh. Well, I guess we can't always agree. Oh, my dear. Of course not.
Sean is 100% pulling your leg.
Show it no concern, old boy. You're out loud and like anything round here. I don't mind a squat that you enjoyed the episode, Sean. Good for you. You should continue to enjoy whatever you want, old chap. Yes. We won't even do anything to you. Well, we'll get that part.
Oh,
Rob Altus. Lizard Deadbeat Bangway. Can't go wrong there. Absolutely. Bubba
It's
Doom.
just that's perfect.
Bubba Doom gives it an F and needs no more. All right. What is all this then?
This is Mark. He went a
I'm
little
in
nuts.
trouble. I'm in
He put up
trouble.
11 things for you to read.
Monkey G. Monkey
But read
Jeebus.
Monkey Jeebus.
He said, I saw the episode before, but I tried to forget it. I watched it and believed it was a fever dream. That's true. Actually, that's the big payoff. Monkey Jeebus. The actual episode never really existed.
That's right.
We're all just kidding everyone.
That's true.
What is this? Why is it? What the?
Oh, because it's just some good quotes I found on the episode. It's just so funny how
Well, you read them.
You want me to read? I'll read them. Yeah, I'll read them quick. Yeah.
11 of them.
In
11!
2003, 7 years after I've written the first installment, Brandon Braga said it's a terrible episode. People are very unforgiving about that episode.
Good.
I've written well over 100 episodes of Trek, yet it seems the only episode anyone brings up, He wrote it, said, you're going to have some stinkers. Unfortunately, that was a royal steaming stinker. So at least he admits it's horrible. And then Janeway said at a Trek convention, I was very uncomfortable with noting that she didn't like the thought of mating with Paris as a lizard. I can only imagine it as a convention question. And then, of course, Paula Block, who we love, says that this episode was the winner of Spock's Brain Award and states that of the entire Voyager series, this installment is the one most likely to give Darwin a migraine.
Yes.
And then this one's for you, Raquel. In 2018, an anonymous contributor submitted a fake science paper entitled Rapid Genetic and Developmental Morphological Change Following Extreme Celerity under the name of Louis Zimmerman, describing the Paris experiment, in other words, to several predatory science journals. 4 accepted it and 1 published it.
Okay, I would just like to say right now that those peer reviewers should be ashamed of themselves. I'm a peer reviewer. And it's okay if you can believe in peer review. Oh my gosh. But at least they were predatory science journals. So there's really no peer review. I bet you they weren't even peer reviewed.
Yeah,
I mean, predatory journals are like trying to exploit new scholars, but it just shows you how low the bar is for predatory journals that they would take. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. This makes every fiber of my peer reviewer being just shudder. It's so grody. It's grody to the max, man. And guess what, everyone? Zathras is here. Crap.
Zathras.
And he's got, and I've starred his comment for you, boss man.
Zathras loved this episode. I don't know why everyone hates it. A++++++. There you go.
Zathras is not, that's not true. He's kidding.
Yeah. Are we done with reviews of this turkey?
Inaccurate. Error.
Are we done with the reviews of this turkey?
We've crossed the final threshold.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It gave us some comedy gold, though. My God.
Put us out of our misery. Yeah, can I just say right now, I'm always propping up our chat and the people who participate here, because, many of them are our good friends. These aren't just internet handles and anonymous accounts. These are people who who we can now safely call friends. You guys have been outstanding tonight. I've really enjoyed your company immensely. You guys are such a great group of Trekkies. I love it. I love our little mini Star Trek convention every Saturday. I love each and every one of you. You guys are so brilliant and funny and just crazy, cool, wonderful. I love you guys so much. And gals, guys and gals.
Before we move on to the final episode of the evening, one more time, because you guys earned it.
Ew.
I don't know how I'm going to enter this into the log.
Ew.
I look forward to reading it.
Just a little.
Just kidding. Tease. What's that?
I have no idea what they just said.
Yeah. All right. So one more episode.
It's just
go.
so good. It just makes me, I just want to cry. Okay, let's do Meld.
All righty then. For what? Oh, wrong thing.
We
Sorry.
ready to go? Oh, here we
Are we
are.
ready? Okay, here we go. All right,
Yeah.
episode. While you're doing that, I got to get me some meds and stretch
Yeah,
my leg.
make sure you drink lots of water, please.
I'm going to go get me some water. And Mark,
Okay,
keep
Meld
control.
is
I shall help.
She
Yep.
for some reason, everyone doesn't have control. Or maybe you do.
no,
Anyway, I'll
I'm
be right
okay
back.
now. It just glitched last week.
Okay.
Okay,
go ahead.
folks, we're doing Meld, which is season 2, episode 16. This is production code 133. This was first broadcast on February 5th, 1996, and I've been watching it ever since. You know, what can I say? I'm a glutton for punishment. Now I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia, the crap user-generated encyclopedia, but it's a little summary just to jog your memory if you didn't have a chance to read the episodes, if it sucks or if it's wrong or if the grammar is atrocious. I promise I will be there. Saddle up, lock and load. A crew member named Darwin is found dead, and an investigation soon uncovers a murder. It is discovered that Lon Suter, a Betazoid, killed him because he did not like the way Darwin looked at him. To discover the reasoning behind Suter's admittedly senseless act, Tuvok initiates a mind meld with Suter. This causes Suter's violent impulses to be transferred to the Vulcan, giving Suter a sense of calm by causing Tuvok to experience uncontrollable violent urges himself. He even attacks a holographic form of Neelix. He doesn't attack a holographic form of Neelix. That's not what should be stated here. He actually has a growing fear that he will not be able to sate his violent urges. So he uses the holodeck to try and blow off some steam. And so he is the one who creates the program of Neelix, being too friendly and physical with him in the mess hall. And so he deletes him. So that's actually what happens. Eventually, Tuvok confines himself to quarters and removes himself from duty, Eric K, as he is unable to control his violent urges. The doctor attempts to cure Tuvok of his urges by forcing his emotions into the open. This fails, and Tuvok is able to escape. He finds Suter with the intent of executing him, hoping this will satisfy himself. This will satisfy himself. Listen to this sentence, everyone. He finds Suter with the intent of executing him, hoping this will satisfy himself. An adult actually wrote that sentence. What the hell is going on here?
We're grammar police time.
Like, seriously. Tuvok is convinced by Suter not to kill him. Who wrote this? Oh my God, your agonizer, please. Tuvok is convinced by Suter not to kill him and instead mind melds in an attempt to get his emotional control back. This meld renders Tuvok unconscious, allowing Suter to notify the crew. Later, the doctor watches over Tuvok, hopeful that since he controlled himself enough not to kill Suter, he is recovering. That's right. That's correct. Crap. Anyway, boss, you back? Ooh, yeah. And you got a gift from Eric K.
Oh, okay. Where am I? Thank you, Eric. I said, did Raquel just say duty, booby?
I love you.
Booby is better. Well,
okay, I will say booby.
Booby's better, yes. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you.
You mean chesticles?
Well, yeah. Well, we all like those. All right. So,
all right.
What's it called again? Meld. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty interesting episode in terms of some of the drama that goes on between. Brad Dourif's a terrific actor, and it was interesting to see him in a role like that. He's kind of a weirdo actor, but he's always pretty intriguing stuff when he plays characters. Been around a while. So he was interesting. It was kind of here you have, my problem basically is was it a beta? I guess, could a Betazoid be a psycho? I guess so. They got people running around in their minds all the time. We've seen nutty Betazoids out there, like Oh, it was a guy from the Tin Man episode.
Oh
Wouldn't
yeah.
Counselor Troy do that to cause you to go
Right.
nuts too after a while?
Mhm.
Yes, I mean, so is it possible for Betazoids to be like homicidal? I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. So that and the stories that Chakotay told about him, so I thought some of the stuff between him, by two terrific actors, him and Tim Russ, was pretty interesting. The whole thing about the meld, but I'm wondering now are we back to making mind melds a little bit more dangerous than they should be? I don't know. I've never really felt kind of comfortable with that. I remember they went into that even on Enterprise, which I love. They went a little too far with mind melds being that dangerous. But that may just be me. It's pretty interesting drama, I thought, overall. Not something I really loved or anything, but it was, it's all right. Number one, notes.
I just, onomastics. When you're looking at, I don't know. I hate that Betazoid is singular, Betazoids is plural, and Betazoids is plural possessive. When we're talking about, singular or plural and plural possessive, we're really talking about the rules that govern English. And I would just like to say, for the record, and I've said this before, that place name should be Betazoider or Betazeder, but I like Betazoidian. So anyway, I just
Okay.
had to bring that up because I
works
just don't
good.
like the onomastics that are not fully obeyed here. So I don't like that. With that out of the way, I just want to talk about how much I hate Neelix. And I also put in my notes, there's absolutely no way Gene Roddenberry would have approved of this episode. A serial killer suddenly on board a Starfleet ship, and it's a Starfleet officer. I am sick and tired and annoyed by these Maquis storylines where they seem to be the aggression coming from within the ship instead of the aggression coming from outside of the ship. That's not Gene Roddenberry's design.
Was he originally a Starfleet officer, or was it when he was the Maquis crew?
He was
No,
a
he was a
Maquis.
Maquis officer.
Maquis.
Yeah.
And this is why we know that this relationship with these Maquis people, it's not a suitable
It's a mess.
relationship. And they've had a couple of opportunities to get off of the ship and go and make lives for themselves. But yet we retain them. But the greater point here is what I've said that's a little bit more cerebral, and it's about story construction. And that is that in Gene Roddenberry's universe, the turmoil does not come from within. The turmoil is exterior. It is an edified human race experiencing the tumult, experiencing this violence from outside forces, and how they cope with it and grow and spread this utopian idea of complete and utter edification and peace. So I'm sick of it, and I know that Gene wouldn't approve of it. I hate that as far as the story construction goes. And not only does it happen one or two times, but the Maquis become that device. It becomes a tool to create the turmoil from within, and I don't enjoy it. I just don't. And I know Gene Roddenberry would be extremely upset about this. This is not the way that the ship should be run. And the last episode, we had Janeway experiencing, or was it the last episode and the episode before? We had Janeway experiencing extreme insubordination that bordered on criminal behavior, that was sowing discord, that was sowing mutiny. And so I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm done with the Maquis people. And how many of them are there? Like that was a little tiny ship they had, and they're supposed to be these like guerrilla style fighters, right? So how many Maquis have we had so far? There seem to be quite a lot of them. And we only started out with a crew of 150, and then what, 3 were killed or 4 were, no. People in the medical area were killed, and people on the bridge were killed, and then the math was incorrect in episode. But if you look outside of the episode and you just look at the the episode's creation as an author or as an editor, you notice the inconsistencies. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, like the shuttlecraft, we seem to have a never-ending supply of these Maquis, and they're not supposed to be in such huge numbers. And I'm also sick and tired of the internal struggle as well as the external struggle and the two forces combining. I don't want that. I want a united crew. I want a brotherhood of men and women that work together for Gene's vision. That this is his story. It belongs to him, not these weirdos. Anyway, also Tuvok's rationale is absurd for melding. Under no circumstances would a Tuvok want to poach some type of thoughts to try and figure out why somebody has done something and then take on that violence himself. That doesn't happen. Vulcanians don't experience that. Could you imagine if that would have happened with Spock? I mean, come on. Pooper, get off the pot. Also, I want everyone in the audience to know that I hate Neelix. And we have Paris insubordinate again. Paris is wildly insubordinate again. And the other Tuvok. Tuvok says, the other Tuvok. Why does he say this? This is weird. Does he have multiple personality disorder? Like, why would he say, the other Tuvok wants to blah, blah, blah? What? Like you have to have the IQ of a carrot for this crap. Anyway, the story moves to capital punishment. So about a third of the way through, I think it's a third of the way through. Don't quote me on that, but it's about a third of the way through. I didn't annotate for time. But the story moves toward a discussion about capital punishment. And it's most unenjoyable, this whole idea of capital punishment. I just hate this entire debacle. I think it's complete and utter shite. It's weird. It's not Star Trek. It's not a Star Trek story. It's not an enjoyable Star Trek story. It's just not Star Trek. But I will say this, that outside of Star Trek, this would have made a pretty fun little short story. But this isn't Star Trek, and it specifically attacks the foundation of Star Trek, and I definitely object to that. I very much I object to that. Today, even I was watching a raw, uncut, rare video of Gene Roddenberry that was provided to me by Larry. It's a 1988 interview. It's incredibly intimate, totally raw, extremely rare interview, and I learned a lot of new stuff about this man who inspired me to write science fiction short stories, and this man who has been a part of my life, my entire life. How I love him. Anyway, it's very upsetting. It's an F, folks. It's
F? Whoa.
It's an F.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I found it to be some of the drama very interesting, but I absolutely don't disagree with what you're saying about it. It's not very Trek at all. I like some of the the acting and the drama between Brad Dourif and Tim Russ, but I think
It's good, isn't it?
They're really good, no question about it. But I think the most important thing to come away with the episode is that really I think should make anyone happy.
Just a little itty bitty smile. Just let the mouth curl a little bit.
Poor Neelix.
And Max says, I think if the great bird of the galaxy was alive during this time, he would have taken a big crap all over. Yeah. It's terrible.
Well, Bart with all that trouble?
They should be ashamed of themselves with what they've done here. This is terrible. And what's really bad, Max, is that I think this is actually a decent short story, and I agree with Clobby. I love this actor. I like how he's always like sort of this freaky, creepy, evil thing, and you know it the minute he's on screen, and I think he does a marvelous job here. And I do really enjoy Tim Russ's performance with this amazing Hollywood film actor. He's a regular and established and pretty high up on the echelons of Hollywood, and together they do an exceptional job. But what does all of that mean if what we're trying to do is to completely destroy the larger apparatus, the what I said earlier, the foundation of Star Trek, to erode the foundation of Star Trek, the premise of Star Trek, I think is quite bad. Quite bad.
Well, I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of a decent. I'm going to actually give it like a C- because I found some of that stuff interesting, but it definitely deserves to be dinged for not being particularly kind of a Star Trek story that I would really care much about, nor really something that goes long enough that fills up, gets into the 40-something minute range to hold my interest. Like I said, I like the performances. I don't like the whole. Oh, he's not a serial killer, but he's a killer. He's just a homicidal maniac, really. But yeah, it's splitting hairs. So I'm going to give it a C-. But now, everyone, please be ready to give your rating and any words you may have about Meld. And I don't think we have any. Yeah, just go ahead. We'll starting this one. We don't have any lyrics for that one. It's okay. We had double lyrics from the last one. So let us go ahead.
And what happened to Suter at the end? I mean, I would give it a C too because of the the actor's performance, but I hear what Raquel's saying. But in his eyes, if you look at his eyes throughout the episode, it was really chilling. But they're really, trying to throw some politics in this episode. I think an episode about capital punishment, maybe reading into it.
No, you're right.
But what happened to Suter at the end? They said they couldn't keep him in the brig for some reason. They were gonna. So what happens to him at the end? They just they don't say anything. Is he on the ship? We're gonna see him again. He's gonna be like
we see him again.
It's gonna be like Clarice and Silence of the Lamb. Tuvok is gonna go visit him in prison to get some tips from him. I guess I don't know.
But I would encourage you, instead of rewatching the episode, I would encourage you to review the script, and you can very clearly see that a conversation about capital punishment transpires.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Let's see. And back then, that was a big deal too.
It was, and you know how I feel about that, Mark, because I think that if you come up to a social sciences issue, and you want to discuss it philosophically, or you would like to strategically place yourself, opposed to one idea or the other, that I think it should be done, whole hog, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Yeah.
You need to go in, you need to take ownership for what you're saying and what you're doing, like Gene did, and use that Socratic dialectic to engage folks in the dialogue over that taboo or politically charged issue, and deal with it. But I've said this before often, and I'll say it again. I hate the cowardly stuff. I always say this to Clobby. I don't like when they sneak up to an issue and you get some sort of bizarre soliloquy that you're supposed to attach yourself to and feel bad. You should feel bad for who you are. I hate when they do that. If you're going to do it, just do it. Just do it. Don't do it almost at the end and then have some sort of weirdo conversation about it that's annoying me, where I just want to smack you. Although I don't endorse any violence. I'm a pacifist, and I would just merely put you in the agony booth for at least 3 hours.
And then Tuvok, if the mind meld could go wrong that often too, like you said, Clobberin times where it's a bit more dangerous. I mean, that also, they should have explained something why that mind meld. They just kind of left it out in the open, and then Tuvok just suddenly cures himself.
That aggravated me.
Stuff, yeah.
Aggravated me the most. So let me start with our reviews. JT Kirk says C-. Last week the crew this week broke the warp 10 barrier, and this week they can't start the ship. Hmm? Netflix. Wants to make Chipotle doesn't refer suitor to hang on, the doctor or tell anyone about suitor's mental instability. DNA doesn't guarantee mental illness, i.e., Lord Garth. Tupac delete. I've been waiting for him to call him that.
I love it.
All the time. Tupac Shakur or Tupac deletes Netflix. Only in the Rec Room. Fantastic acting by Tim Russ.
And I love
Indeed, yes.
the Rec Room. I love that you call it the Rec Room. I love you, JT Kirk. You're such a cool guy. You were such a cool, dyed in the bones TOS fan. I just love it so much. He called it the Rec Room, boss.
Nice. I noticed. Yeah. Nice little TAS.
Yeah.
Cinematic. Wagner says D-. Gray D-. This is not a good episode, and Neelix is especially cringeworthy but there are a couple of good parts. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when you're right, you're right. There are a couple of
There are.
good parts with Neelix.
Yep. With Neelix? What? No, that's not what I was agreeing to.
Neelix has the best scene.
Just a little itty bitty smile, but just let the mouth curl a little then.
Poor Neelix.
Oh shit. Don't blame me for that one. Blame the chief engineer. I like Brad Dourif as an actor, and he helps elevate this episode. But this is the type of role he has played many times before.
Agreed,
it is kind of what he does, huh, buddy?
Yeah. It is.
This episode contains some of the best scenes so far. When Tuvok gives a new meaning of the word Churchill to the word Churchill quote. Oh, new meaning. Sorry, to the Churchill quote. Some chicken, some neck. If only it was real and not on the holodeck. Ah, yeah. Good point.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the chicken man!
All righty then. Sorry. Go back to. All right. Where are I? Okay. Chicken doesn't. We're really up there. Okay. One more for Gwag. One more for Gwag. One more for Gwag. There we go. Choosing between hanging around with Neelix or mind melding with a psychopath Tuvok made the right choice. Yeah, I agree. I can't say that. Lisa says Tuvok took out Neelix. Darn it. Was only in the hollow. Yeah. Love creepy acting of Brad Dourif. Suitor. Strange Tuvok needed to meld to scratch a needing knowledge itch. Interesting to watch the consequence though. Okay.
Inferior Vulcan.
Mm-hmm. Zathras says A+++. Great episode, but then again, I'm as high as Willie Nelson. Right?
Sad.
That's pretty high. It's pretty high.
Sad.
Rocky Mountain High.
Joseph,
Yes, he's in the Rocky Mountains. Zathras is in the Rocky Mountains, folks.
the judge says Brad Dourif was an Academy Award nominee for the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Kai Ratchett. That's true. And it's true. Yeah. Michael Beacom says D. Story by Michael Sussman, who went on to create crime procedural show Perception for TNT. This explains a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. Why do I suspect Sussman wants to start the Tuvok mysteries. Yeah, yeah. Those Tuvok mysteries. Nobody thought to call Dorothy Fontana and ask her how Vulcans work or their history of mastering violent emotions, being the foundation of their culture. Fail. On the plus side, we get to see Neelix. I'm sorry. Okay. On the plus side, we get to see Neelix.
Is that the first visual review we've gotten?
I think so. Assaulted. I think many of us want to run that simulation. Yet again, in the same way, shows she is not a fit leader and is not handling the discipline well. Like many of their guests, Dorif was wasted. Wow, there you go. There you go. Princess Fiona says this is the only thing hack TV writers are capable of writing. They were terrified of Gene Roddenberry and his vision. He highlighted their inadequacies.
Preach.
Let's see. Got to find the next one, Fiona. They can only write dysfunction because that's what they know. That's why they jumped on the soap opera that was DS9.
Agreed.
Good point. One of the better legacies of Star Trek is how it highlighted just how awful TV writers are and
Agreed.
how they should really be making French fries.
Agreed.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Netflix, The Monkey, and Chipotle forsake away, all worthy of you want a milkshake with that.
Yeah.
This garbage heap of a show is an insult to anyone with a brain. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Tough.
She's tough.
Tough. You're a tough room, Fiona.
Curtsy. You will curtsy in front of Fiona.
It would be pretty scary for me to do that, but you wouldn't want to see that anyway, Fiona. Trust me. Jill says B minus. We don't often see when a mind meld goes very wrong, and here Tuvok has to suffer through this to an effect that shows us just how powerful and violent Vulcans can be, and why they suppress.
Just wait for 1 second, boss. Don't stop what you're doing, but just pause very briefly because Peter writer Captain Finity has joined the room. Good evening, Captain Finity.
Hey.
Hail, Captain Finity.
What's up, dude? Good to see you.
Perfect,
Right,
boss. Thanks.
See here. Tuvok retains the violent tendencies from the meld gone wrong, so nothing he says is even what Tuvok would say with emotions. That's why I don't mind that what he says doesn't fit within character.
But he's not going to get any help for it. He's magically cured.
Yep. The biology is better in this episode than the last because it makes sense that a certain portion of the Vulcan's brain contains their abilities to control emotions and telepathy. Let's see. I enjoyed that the Doctor employed the classic "it" solution, turning it off and on, back on again, to cure the mind meld malady. The B plot, however, was a complete waste of time. I don't even remember what it was. What was the B plot?
That was was that the gambling plot?
Oh, that garbage.
Yeah, the raffle or like the pool, the kitty and nobody was getting any money except for no one was collecting money except for Paris.
Boring crap. Enigmatic drop bear buddy says D. Dorif is a wonderful actor for these types of parts. However, this type of story is misplaced. Voyager is supposed to be Star Trek, not Alien. And yes, D. They now have a homicidal maniac locked in his room for the duration of their journey. In an alien setting, he can be used to pick off the crew, but What can Voyager do with him? Nothing good. To be continued on that. Shooter says, C. What to say about this one? Is it believable that Tuvok would lose control like he did? Also, that a simple mind meld could change a serial killer's instinct? Let's see here. At least we got to see Neelix die in this one. I like it, but it is highly questionable. Also, I disagree with banning the lotto. Do agree with denying Paris skimming off the top.
Yes, that's a good word for it. The lotto. It is a lottery ticket, isn't it?
I guess it was like a lottery ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people. Yeah. Anyway, just the setup. Lotto is the perfect name for it.
Indeed. Dave G. Sound says D. Yes, I love the acting, etc. I never liked this one. For some reason, I always equate this specific episode to the stupid DS9 Esri Transporter Sniper Bullet episode. Not pleasant viewing episodes.
No.
I hear you. Thank you, Dave J. Sound. I'm right there with you, sir. Bubba Doom says, C, only because of Brad Dourif. He's an incredible character actor. It breaks my heart that they waste him on this episode. Moreover, he already played this character on B5. That episode on B5 that he was on makes this look like the worst. It was brilliant. It was a masterpiece of an episode. God, that was beautiful. And yes, he's great on that one. I'm absolutely glad you reminded me of that, Bubba Doom. What a wonderful episode it was. Way better than this twaddle. I also did enjoy the holodeck scene with Chicken Man. It may not have made Tuvok smile, but I did. Really? You sure it made you smile, though? Is that what you're trying? I mean, how could such a thing make you smile?
Just a little itty bitty smile. But just let the mouth curl a little then.
That made you smile? Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah, Fiona said 5 of 5.
Was there 5?
Yeah,
Oops.
she said there was 5 of 5.
I didn't see it. I think you found it. So here we go.
She reposted it. Yep.
Okay, Fiona said this is missed. All right, thank you, Fiona. Pre-7 of 9, a Voyager should be included with the filth. Brad Dourif is always a win, though. Much better in B5's passing through Gethsemane. Brad B plus. Oh, F minus. F minus. Oh, thanks. I don't know how I missed it. I didn't see it. Sorry about that, Fiona, but thank you. Okay. Michael Beacom says, "Oh, I thought I got that." You're absolutely right. This is like a direct cousin to that episode. I was talking to Dave G. Sound. Yeah, the writer went on later to create a crime drama where a neurologist is solving crimes. Okay. Simply Steve says D minus. D minus rating. Alt title melted. Betazoid bingo bango. Tuvok with MPD has him speaking in the third person. Psychos for crewmates. Yay, Maquis should be the one. Should be the big bad of the Delta, not the Kazon.
Boss man, I would like to welcome Zanzas Primo 702 to the chat.
Ooh, how do you say that? Well, I don't know if I know.
Zanzas Primo 702. Good evening. It's nice to meet you.
I need to see that so I can know who I'm. So I can write it. I can't even write that down. I don't know. Oh, with a Z, with an X. Well, hello there. I like to write everybody's name there, so I have to. Zenzex Primo. Good to see you. Welcome to Clobbering Times. Okay, let's see here. Oh, there's the Fiona one right there. Okay, yeah, you did bring it back. Eric K says C. Well, we get to see Tuvok Shakur choke the Tuvok choke the chicken. Interesting how he lost himself in the mind of another. I guess they do truly share a mind at that point. Sucks this murder delay the Warp 10 mods. Must be next episode they go back to Earth. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, well, he broke warp 10.
There you go. Yeah.
They go to 11.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
good
I know.
clip. Max Redstone says D. On the heels of TNG, DS9, Voyager had the potential to be the best series in the franchise. Episodes like this are the rotting fruits of creative incompetence that tell the tale of why it is not. Well done, Music Meister. Joe Dredd's back for more. The judge says D minus. Crewman Wormtongue, he was Wormtongue, has to be the worst Betazoid ever. Chipotle says Suter loves killing Cardassians, but he shared a ship with Seska for how long? Tuvok choking Neelix is the best part. Without Durif, this episode would be an F minus lower. Yeah. Well, I hear you, buddy. Malachi D. Wildman. Did you do? You already did yours, right, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
You did yours?
Thank you. Yep. Yeah, well, I just said what. Yeah, I was a C.
it.
Yep.
Cool. C minus says Malachi D. Wildman. Good to see you, by the way. This features the one of the better points of Voyager. The ghost actors. Excuse me, the guest actors. Sorry, that was me. The danger of mind melds outside of Dagger of the Mind become a disease factor in this series and the next. True. Thank you so much. And finally, let's see. Crease 1984 says Roddenberry should have embedded a personally trained legacy custodian of Trek in Paramount CBS. Yeah, meaning me. Should have been me, by the way. That's what I thought before I saw how Lucas putting Filoni in his place ended. Well, I wouldn't with me, of course, it wouldn't happen that way. But thank you so much.
Thanks, Crease.
With me, Crease, it would be safe. Star Trek would be safe.
And then I got to mention too, if you had a Betazoid on the ship all this time, you never used them for any of his abilities. Maybe for negotiations or an alliance, or I guess when they had
maybe make him a bridge officer.
Yeah, might be useful to have someone with that mind ability, but yep. Nope, maybe we don't get that.
Maybe make him a chicken
I can't
man.
Believe what a good job. Oh my gosh, like Gwag.
That's great. Oh, you play the Super Kess, so we should play the Super Kess.
Look, I don't know all the stuff you put on there, so you're gonna have to play them. I don't know where they are or anything. So go ahead. A few treats for you folks. So I don't know where they are, so I'm gonna leave it up to the engineer.
Let's see if I got Super Kess in here. Let's see. Where's Super Kess hiding? Yeah, we got too many clips now. There's too much. Oh, here we go. So,
Kess, Super Kess.
Oh, I love it.
Kess comes to save the day. Yeah.
Super Kess. I love it.
You need to change the visual now to Gwag's Super Kess.
Oh, then play Super Kess.
I was trying to find
play
it, yeah.
Super Kess. That's good stuff.
Now do it.
Okay, yep. Let me play Super Kess. Yep. Oh, you know what happens because the way we have it set up, we have it in the other brands. Oh no, it stayed. Okay, good. Here we go. All right, here we go. You ready?
Kess, Super Kess.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that visual and put the Super Kess sound to that.
That's what I meant.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that would be very nice. If that's okay with Gwag. Gwag did send it to me, and he knows that I'll use it on the show.
Yeah.
All you have to do is ask him. He doesn't.
Well, one thing we learned tonight is this is everyone's favorite episode.
Ew.
I don't know how I'm going to enter this into the log.
Ew.
I look forward to reading it.
Super
So
Kiss.
Gwag just said we can use his work.
Thank you,
Greg.
Glad.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my friend. You do great work.
Thanks, Gwag. Really appreciate it. That is Super Kiss.
Excellent. Yeah.
Nice,
Just a
nice
little
work.
itty bitty smile, but just let the mouth curl a little bit.
That's some of his best acting on the whole show of Voyager, I think. Yeah, he's great
That was
in that.
Neelix's best acting.
Yeah, he's good in that.
I like my version with him clucking like a chicken,
Oh,
but they won't let me show that on YouTube. They'll only let me show that on X.
I put that clip on my channel. It was okay, but before, but I guess they didn't like yours. I guess yours was too much Chicken Man. I don't know.
I don't know. It might have been.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
And of course, we would not be complete if we didn't show these again before we get out here. Playmates, what in the hell was wrong with you? What were you thinking? Why would you do that?
Of all the episodes that you could do a Voyager, right?
Yeah, really?
Pick that
It's
one.
so stupid.
No,
And they have the lizard babies, and they have the lizard babies too.
Let's see, they got the freaking
There's
babies.
salamanders.
Yeah. Save Janeway's babies.
Bow chicken, wow, hey, baby. Would you like to have some salamanders?
Yeah, and Jill was asking earlier about that video that Larry sent me. It's on Larry's profile on X, and it's an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I watched it this afternoon, but I definitely encourage you to watch it. Everyone knows I will watch or read whatever Gene's involved with, but it's pretty cool because today I learned that Gene said that Devil in the Dark set the tone for Star Trek. And
Yes.
And of course, Devil in the Dark is like my third. It's like my third favorite.
I love it.
And it was crazy to hear him describing it to a non-Trekkie, because he didn't say Devil in the Dark. He just described the episode and said, and that set the tone for Star Trek. So I just love that like what he's clearly expressing to be one of his favorite episodes, if not his favorite episode. I mean, it's a big thing for an author to say it set the tone for the whole thing. I mean, that's a huge thing to say. So and the fact that it's my offspring's favorite, and obviously it's incredibly high up there for me, right? It's I'm The Cage, Where No Man, and then Devil in the Dark. So really super cool. Anyway, I learned that today. What else was in the interview? Oh, I love that that he specifically said with exact words how much he believes in graduate degrees, and how much he believes in in lifelong edification. I was pretty impressed by that, although I already know that about him. I just love him. And then he goes on for about 10 minutes talking about how much he loves women and what it's like to live with women in your house and to have their sweet little perfumes and their beautiful little bows everywhere, and their taffeta dresses, and how much he enjoys being a father, and how much he loves women. And he's just so great. Like he goes on for quite a long time, and he just talks about how much he cares for women, and how much he wants to give women opportunities, and just, I don't know, just the way he talks about women with such respect and admiration. I just love him. And what else was there? Yeah, his usual, going on for a really long time, talking about hope and enthusiasm for mankind. Oh, and I learned something about him today that I didn't know. He likes A&W cream soda. And so he passed away on October, I think it's October 21st, 1991. Or is it 24th?
I thought it was 24, because I remember that day.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. So So from now on, now that I know this, and I didn't know this was actually not supposed to be broadcast. This is raw, rare footage that was not supposed to be shared. As a matter of fact, he tells the camera crew to cut it like a couple of times, or like, I don't want that on there, like I don't want that broadcast and things like that. So it was really cool. But I'm going to be drinking the A&W cream soda on the anniversary of him passing away. I still can't believe that he passed away across the street from a hospital. Crazy.
Wow.
Anyway, so during the interview,
Was this a college interview, or was this just a sit down?
No,
or
this is a sit down interview, and I don't know. It's American, so I don't know. It might be a famous reporter, but back then, like in 1988, like it's not like I'm from Canada, 1988 Canada. How much do we know about your local journalists? Anyway, but it was so like Larry sent it, and
I'm gonna post it in the chat right now. I have the link.
yeah,
Thank
it's on
you,
my
Larry, but-
profile. But you know, I miss him so much. So from now on, now that I know this about him, and at one point in the interview, they even offer him something to drink, and he looks over at his A&W cream soda, and he's like, no, this is lovely. And and he drank the A&W cream soda through the whole interview. So on October 21st, I think it might be 24th, but you know, I have lots of dates in my head. 1991. I'm definitely going to have an A&W cream soda on Gene. So folks, I learned a little bit about him today. A few things I didn't know about him. Like
I love cream soda too.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
but-
Yeah, I've always
yeah.
loved cream soda too.
Yeah.
I especially love a cream
Oh,
soda
yeah.
float.
Love it.
But he loves A&W, A&W, and A&W cream soda. So if you're going to be, you know, showing your respects, pouring one out on the 24th, I think it is the 24th. Thanks for that, Clubby. October 24th.
I remember that. I remember where I heard about it. I was driving, heard it on the radio.
Yeah.
That night, it was my then wife's, my now ex-wife's birthday, her third birthday, and I was going off to get some stuff for her birthday, like pick up some food or whatever. And
Yeah.
came across the radio. Damn it!
Yep.
Yeah, I always mix up whether or not it's the 21st or the 24th. But anyway, yeah, I'll be pouring one out. So I'm gonna grab a six pack of the A&W cream soda. I'm gonna pour one out for Jean, and then I'm gonna pour one for myself, and I'm gonna sip it. And I don't even like pop. I think pop is gross, but and pop is what we call it.
Except
here
for
in Canada.
except for cream soda.
Except for cream soda. I like cream soda, and now I like cream soda even more. Well, I only have it like maybe once or twice a year, and I have the little teeny tiny cans. Do you have the sample size cans, the little guys?
Well,
Mhm.
the
That's-
minuscule
well-
cans, you have to drink 4 of them if you're an American.
No,
Yeah.
I drink like a half of one of those.
I know, but that's yeah. Those are the first time I went to Europe, and I'm like, why do we have mini cans? Why is
love
there no ice in my glass? And why are
Because
these
it's just a
soda
taste.
cans so small?
All you need
Yeah,
is the taste.
And why are you Europeans so skinny too? I guess that's why.
Because we don't drink that stuff. But anyway, so that was some pretty earthquaking substantial information gleaned from that interview. So
What-
I'll just recap that
Yeah.
again, folks. Devil in the dark, he describes, he doesn't name, he describes, and says to the interviewer that it set the tone for Star Trek. Crazy for him to say something like that. That's a
Nice.
mic drop. That's a boom.
Love it. Love that.
And oh yeah, that he wants you to go to graduate school. He doesn't want you to just get a bachelor's degree. He wants you to go to graduate school. That he believes in you, and that he wants you to be the very best version of yourself for your whole life. And he wants you to think about life as a great adventure, and that men should fight for better lives for women, and how delightful it is to be around beautiful women who have beautiful little curls, and they smell pretty, and they're just glorious creatures. He has so much respect for women, and not just in an amorous way, but just on the whole. And yeah, and what else? And that's it. And the cream soda. You can pour one out for the boss. Just get A&W cream soda.
Yep. Well, that's great. Hell, hail the great bird of the galaxy on this day after Star Trek Day. So,
Yeah.
here are next week's thrilling episodes, folks. Yep. 4 more in season 2 of Voyager. So, look forward to that. Yippee. Why wouldn't you, huh?
Dun, 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 dun.
So let's get a move on now. Everyone, we're about to head on out of here. We've been here for a good while. And thank you all for so much. What a great crowd you were tonight. What a fun time I've had. It's just been amazing. So before we get out of here, we'll do our traditional outros. First, we'll start with my wonderful first officer and let her go with any closing words she may have, and then we'll do the same with our chief engineer. Go ahead, number 1.
Oh, thank you so much, Captain. Hail to the chat. And I hate even calling you the chat, but I do not have the time required to thank each and every one of you for the marvelous conversations that you participated in tonight, that you sparked humor, you injected your humor, your intelligence, your savoir-faire. I love each and every one of you, and I am so humbled and so grateful, honored, and privileged to be hanging out with this great room of Trekkies. I mean, let's face it, we all assemble here, and at the end of the week, it's about 300 of us regularly. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for that. You guys make this community, not us. And so when I say that, I also want to thank everyone who lurked tonight. It's okay. I'm an introvert, so I understand if you don't want to participate in the chat. Just thank you for being a part of the channel, for liking, for subscribing, for everything you do. Hail to the lurkers, especially. I want to thank everyone for the gifts that they sent Clobby tonight, for being generous and helping to keep the lights on at his virtual comic book shop as we take these adventures together in pop culture. What else do I have to say? Oh, I want to thank my Patreon subs. Larry, thank you so much for everything that you have done for me and continue to do for me. I appreciate your friendship so much. Tony Stark, same goes for you. And folks, if you're not following Tony Stark on Twitter and on YouTube, can you please go do that? He's just a very generous and sweet person who's trying to help me get my book over the finish line, my new book that's coming out. He's just a sweetheart of a human being. I also want to thank Sean Carter, Cardinal Sin, Shooter, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K, and his trusty dusty dog Kirby. It's a dog we share. Not really, but actually. I want to shout out to Enigmatic Drop Bear. And I would like to ask for your continued love, support, and prayers for Enigmatic Drop Bear as he battles the big C. It's not easy, and that love makes a difference. I want to thank Michael and Cassandra Beacom. I want to thank Mark D with a C, Antiderivative Jill, Maxima Redstone. Max is on the mend. He's feeling better, folks. Keep sending out that love, that support, and if you pray, those prayers. I want to thank JT Kirk, Dadman and the Dadman clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course, cute little Lance, our very own Porthos, and Rob Altus. Thank you for making it more financially possible for me to get this book, this second book, on the go and out to the public. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. I also want to thank Dave G. Sound for Clubbatologists. I mean, this is going to stick now, Dave G. Sound. Dave G. Sound.
Better.
I want to thank Marky with a C for everything he does for Clobby and I behind the scenes. Buddy, I enjoy your company so much. You are such a cool cat. Thank you for all the nifty stuff and for just being you. You're a pretty cool guy, and I hope everyone will follow your Patreon, and I hope everyone will follow your YouTube. I want to thank the captain. Captain, I love you so much. Thank you for creating this space, this ship, and bringing us all together, because you're the reason why we're here. You are the common element here. You make us all show up so that we can hang out together and just delight in your fantastic personality. Everyone here just loves you so much. On behalf of everyone in the 735 Club, on behalf of everybody who's a clobber or a clobbatologist or a clobberian, we love you, Clobby. Thank you for everything you do for us, sweetheart. Mwah, mwah. And that's it. I'm out, folks.
Oh, well, thank you so much for those wonderful words. Love you right back at you. Let's see. Chief Engineer.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Raquel, and everyone go support Raquel on Patreon and buy her book there. And yeah, great time hanging out tonight. And I sound like a broken record, but some of the worst episodes, we have some of the most fun. So and Threshold was an all-time alternative factor type classic in terms of having fun with the episode. Yeah, and one person didn't like it, right? So jokingly, yeah, that was a joke. Yeah, so. even the writers don't like the episode now, but yeah, I just had a great time tonight. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, Clobbering Times. Yeah, wouldn't be here without you. You know, with this group you put together. So appreciate being able to hang out every week and having fun on Saturday Night Star Trek. So you know, even now that we can quote unquote leave the house, I still look forward to this every Saturday night. I'm like, I hope we don't have a party to go to this week or something to do, because it's Saturday Night Star Trek, which I shouldn't say, and my better half will never hear this anyway. So don't rat me out. But, yeah. Oh, you're really tired tonight? You're gonna go to bed early? Oh, good. It's time for Saturday Night Star Trek. Just kidding. Oh, I'm in big trouble now. But yeah, looking forward to Sunday Night Geekery. There will be a lot of food, because I did have a pig roast barbecue for 180 people on Labor Day, so I'll be showing some pictures of that. And I made homemade pizza tonight, so that was fun. No clams were harmed in the making of the pizza. Just some sausage, but it'll be a fun show. Looking forward to hanging out with Clobbering Times. And Eric K said he's got some pictures to show me, and he's got the invite too. So if he can pop in, that'd be fun too. But no pressure. But if you're around, pop in, Eric K. But yeah, looking forward to hanging out with you guys on Sunday night as well, and then Tuesday Night Geekery, Police Story with Jackie Chan on Toxic Tuesday.
Gross. Joseph Dredd says, "What about salamander pizza?"
Oh no! Oh no!
And also, Enigmatic Drop Bear just said goodnight to everyone. He said, "Please take care, everyone, and have a great week. See you on the next one." Enigmatic Drop Bear, I want you to rest. I want you to be good to yourself.
Yeah.
And I want you to remember that you are powerful, that you are strong, that people love you, that you are a very kind and sweet friend, and that we are all cheering you on. We're here in the background, we're here side stage, and we're here for you, sweetheart. Rest, eat well, and yeah, just spoil yourself, and we'll see you next week.
All right, ED, thank you so much. So thank you, everybody.
Keep fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. Show notes, shout outs, just a quick couple of show notes. So, of course, again, tomorrow night, that Geekery at 10 p.m. Eastern at Mark D's channel, as you know. How did that happen? I didn't do that.
No, it wasn't me. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch anything.
Anyway, there's that. And it will soon, of course, become the Eatery as well. Monday night, I'll have a double feature, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. A special early edition for the Trip to Earth B with the Great J Man, as we do once a month on the second Monday of the month, the B Monday, that is. So that's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking forward to that. Gonna visit the greatest, craziest writer of all time, comic book wise, anyway. So that's gonna be fun. Let's see here. And then, of course, later after that, I'll have my regular show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. for the wild card Wednesday night, 9 p.m. for Clobby's Clubhouse. And of course, back here next week for Saturday Night Star Trek. In the meantime, I'll be at Midnight Sheds After Dark, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 with Tom and the gang. And of course, Wednesday nights, with my buddy Loki and the gang on the comic round table at 7 Eastern again, Central. And what else?
Boss man, lemon
yes.
pie just walked through the door. I'm sorry. It just
Hey!
we had a late arrival,
Hey,
and I
lemon
don't want
pie.
to ignore lemon pie. Lemon pie.
We don't know anybody around here, so
No, so I
lemon
thought you
pie.
might want to add him to the list. Thanks, boss. Sorry
All
about
right.
that, boss.
Nope, nothing to be sorry about. Glad to do it. I want everybody to be counted for. So anyway, there's that, folks, and yeah. So anyway, let's get this out of here. Let's let you all get out of here. I know it's been late. We're getting running late here.
Got late
So,
early.
What else? Okay. Of course, the great wrenches, the great Eric K, Chris Persia, D-Bud Martin, Lord and Lady Thoth, J-Man, Hungry Boy, Stephen Callell, Fatty Outsidery, Maddie's Daddy, Maximum Redstone. And who else was here with us on this fine evening? Let's see. Thank you, Jill, so much for being here with us tonight. Anti-derivative Jill. Love you, Jill. Let's see here. Michael Beacom and the Beacons themselves, the Cassandra. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Shooter. Saber the Doom Squirrel. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Joseph Dredd. Here comes the judge. Empress NM. Thank you. Guardar. Let's see. Raymond Feliciano and, of course, Sandra Feliciano. Simply Steve, buddy. See, JT Kirk. What's up, bro? Thank you. Penny was here tonight. All right. Sean Carter from Mars. Fiona, Princess Fiona, great to have you, my dear. Thank you for being here. Dave G. Sound, thank you, sir. Baba Doom One. Lovely Lisa. Hey, Lisa, thank you. Rob Altus, buddy. North Fairfax, Bob, pal. Let's see. It's Courtney popped in. Parker Luck, thank you. Rita Ibn Mohammed, thank you so much for being here tonight. Victor Fontaine, and there's a new member. Thanks for being a new member. Victor Fontaine, thank you. The Comic Relief Crusader popped in. Let's see. John Shruggy Robots. Minimusness popped in. The Tetrarch of Apathy. Tobar the robot. He had a robot episode and he showed up. It's got to be Corliss.
Yeah.
Turing Machine. Mighty Orbots. Keely Chow. Did they roll today? I never checked if they rolled. But we'll see, I guess.
No, they didn't roll. He said.
I heard they got unrolled. I thought they got unrolled today. They got rolled.
Yep.
Oh, wow. No, that's strange. That's Wolfen. Admiral Tig. Larry. SP4H. Sander Hammerslug. James T. Skywalker. Midnight's Oblivion. Crease. Thank you for being here, Crease, 1984. Malachi D. Wildman. Mazer has popped in. All right. Monkey Jeebus. Your boys. Kitty Bear. Cassandra Beacom, who was in there also. Claude Selling. K-Dog Broadcasting. Dad Man. And here, shout out to the Dad Man clan. And also Peter Ryder, Captain Infinity, buddy. Zan, I can't, how do you say it? Zanin, the new person, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Zanin Primo. I'm with an X. I'm so sorry I'm saying that incorrectly. I wrote it down poorly.
No, I'm pretty sure because it's a US that you would say. I think it's Zanzas. I don't see it in front of me right
Zanzas.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Zanzas.
Zanzas.
I don't see the spelling directly in front of me, but you're safe to say Zanzas. So yeah, just think like Xanadoom.
Zanzas Primo, thank you for being here. Lemon Pie, thanks for popping in. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you always. We just love you and everyone out there lurking. or if you've been listening or watching this on a download or a rerun, I cannot thank you enough. We really appreciate you. Everyone, just can't wait to see you. Well, you'll see me here on the streams at one point or another. Have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. Good night, everybody. Sorry, I'm having. Well, I'll just say jumping on me. Three words being a see you next Tuesday tonight for some reason. Here we
It's
go.
fun when it's acting nuts. It's really fun. Fun fun. Let me tell you.
It is being a see you next Tuesday. Here we go. Hey, Katie, if you're still hearing this, my dear, we're just glad to see you. She says hello from Philly Fest. That sounds fun. I'm going to be quick with these reviews. Prototype C. Wow, I liked it better than you did. Alliances B. Threshold. What?
Katie didn't even like
Even
didn't
Katie.
like Threshold.
Well, wow, Katie, we were appropriately evil towards Threshold. If you run that back and see it, but I know you don't like.
Rewind.
We know you love the show. You don't like to hate on it. Don't worry. You leave that to us. But hey, if you ever need to, we're here for you. So, Katie, thank you. And it's good to see you, my dear. Shout out to you. And let me let's see. Now we get out of here. But I wanted to say that to Katie because it was good to see her pop in. She's a good sport. So, yeah.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
I just love clobbering time.